like swords and you're clicking in your You found the nightmare, now it's too late. Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster. Get ready. Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. I'm your foe. Ooh, you passed through my threshold. When I stood across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll. And we rolled a critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. We roll. Yeah. Yeah, we rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 We roll. And yeah, we roll. Yeah, we rolled. Yeah, we rolled. A critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
I am Christ. I am character being played today by her.
And I'm Hythral. It's nice to meet you.
Shut up. And I want us to tell you about places you can find us.
You can find me at...
Shut up. You can find them here. Okay, good enough.
me great and terrible, I'm yours. Why is it so hard to find an enemy who's worthy? All the same want the fame, still they don't deter me. Mountains of gold, love to watch them as they scurry, flying above, breathing fire in my fury. You pass through my threshold, who the hell are you? Wings outstretched and you know the legends. True. Teeth like swords and you're clicking in your boots. You found the nightmare, now it's too late. Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster. Get ready. Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. Great and terrible, I'm your foe. I'm your foe. Ooh, you passed through my threshold. When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we run. Forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. To the heart, we will never, never, ever forget. We will never, never, ever. They call me great and terrible, I'm yours. Why is it so hard to find an enemy who's worthy? All the same want the fame, still they don't deter me. Mountains of gold, love to watch them as they scurry, flying above, breathing fire in my fury. You pass through my threshold, who the hell are you? Wings outstretched and you know the legends. True. Teeth like swords and you're clicking in your boots. You found the nightmare, now it's too late. Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster. Get ready. Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. Great and terrible, I'm your foe. I'm your foe. Ooh, you pass through my threshold, who the hell are you? Wings outstretched and you know the legends. teeth like swords, and you're quickening you found the nightmare, now it's too late. Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster. You ready? Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. This is Dinner and a Game, and we are going to be playing Cyberpunk Red, and we cannot begin to tell you how much it thrills us. The people are actually bothering to show up. Hi! Tonight's game is going to be a continuation of our ongoing Cyberpunk Red campaign, which is titled Open Source Life Big Dev Dreams. Our players have just managed to finish sacking an Arasaka-controlled facility of some kind. I don't know if they've really ascertained what it does, but they did get a bunch of information and loot from it, and they are trying to make their way off the top of the building right now. But in the meantime, we're going to do a little house cleaning and some introductions here on DAG to make sure that we get everyone their time to say hi, and we'll let you know who they're playing tonight. As you saw from the pre-roll, we're actually adding in some information to the game, to the information before the games and during the breaks, so you can find these people's information there. But I wanted to remind everyone that everyone here is a content creator of some kind. So we're going to start out with Hythrall. And Hythrall, where can people? Who are you going to be playing this evening?
Tonight, I am Chris. I am a solo. If you watch long enough, she's got a bit of an attitude problem. It's part of her charm. You can find me over on Instagram, TikTok, if you're feeling like it, over on Patreon and YouTube. So I don't post a lot on YouTube. I am going to work on that, though.
Yep. Everything we do now, we stream to multiple sources, so you are technically posting to our YouTube.
I'll take that loophole.
There we go. Next, we'll say hi to Vixie. Vixie, who are you playing tonight?
Hey, how you doing, Ray? My name is Vixie Bell, and tonight I am playing Bowie, everyone's favorite netrunner. Yay! I hack things and do cool stuff, and also happen to be the ball of sunshine in this party somehow.
Well,
who will also
And you have the highest body count.
I know, the ball of sunshine who's murdered the most people.
Somehow I have the highest body count, and I don't know how we got here, but I guess I don't know. She's not a grumpy person. But anyway, you can find me anywhere. They're pretty much everywhere with the Pocket Dragon Pub. I'm a GM and a player on that. You can find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram primarily. Also Twitter and Blue Sky. There's too many names with T's. Anyway, my brain was like, wait, that's too many words. Anyway, that's me. See, I'm excited to play tonight. Thank you for having me at the table, Ray.
Not a problem. And next we'll go around to Cove. Cove, where can people find? Who are you going to be playing tonight? I'm so used to my other talker. I go autopilot so much.
Hello. I am Selkie Cove. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Selkie Cove. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can technically find me on YouTube, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about
but yeah, you can find me pretty much everywhere. And tonight I get to play Chester, who is our rocker boy, who hasn't really done anything rocker boy-esque. All he has done thus far is climb through vents, blow something up, and rip someone's head off.
It's kind of funny because the rocker boy stuff you did is technically off-screen. Because you started a riot in the lower half of the building.
I did start a riot. It was a great riot, if I do say so myself, which then got rained down upon by glitter. So,
Yes.
I'd say successful.
Jester's signature glitter rained down to let everyone know it was a Jester production. And finally, we have the amazing and incredible Bishy Bunny. Bishy, who are you playing tonight?
Yes, I am Bishy Bunny. I am playing Anaconda, aka the Platinum Python. She is a 7-foot tall Amazonian Yaru. She is her own sort of sunshine, I believe. And she has been carrying a guard around as a shield through most of this. And unfortunately, I believe we're about to end that relationship in just a second. As far as finding me, you can find me at Bishy Bunny, one word, at Twitter and on Twitch. And actually, I have been starting up my own Cyberpunk Red campaign. Cyberpunk Red, a pound of flesh and steel. And we're using Tailspire and Hero Forge, so it's kind of like a 3-dimensional kind of view. So
Yeah,
it's been going really well.
That is a gorgeous VTT, and I like it a lot. I do like it a lot. I just haven't taken the big lift of thinking about moving everything over to that, because that's a lot.
Yeah.
But it is
Those
very pretty.
There are people who've made like the entire Night City map, 100% 1-for-1 that you can download. Yeah,
that's crazy. All right, well, and of course you can find all these creators' contents links in our chat right now, because everyone here is a creator in some right, and the biggest boon you can give to any creator is by taking just a couple of moments out of your day and clicking that like or follow button. We would all do this no matter what. It's our hobbies, our passions, it's what we enjoy, but seeing someone else take that little bit of time to hit that button, it really does mean a lot. And it gives us a serotonin boost we can't really even describe, to see someone else say, hey, I'm acknowledging what you're doing by giving you some of my time. So if you can do that for these pet creators, we would love that so much. Also, if you want to support Dinner and a Game, we still have a merch store. It is got some of these amazing t-shirts. Like, this is one of my favorites. This is for the motto for our Wednesday night game, which is intelligence is a dump stat. And if you guys wanted to go ahead and pick any of that merch up, it is available right now. We have t-shirts, we have mugs, we have pint glasses. Oh wait, I'm sorry, this is the wrong shirt. This one is the only thing that can quench my thirst are the tears of my players. Cry for me. So this is the sacred cup that all GMs must drink out of. So, but if you always want to, if you also want to support us and you want to get something to fill your sacred cups with, we also have a partnership with Many Worlds Taverns. Many Worlds Taverns are purveyors of fine teas and coffees, and if you use a link that's in our chat right now to place an order with Many Worlds Taverns, we'll get 10% of the order you place as a thank you from Many Worlds. And if you use the discount code Dinner and a Game at checkout, you will get 10% off your entire order. So if you do any one of those things for us, we would greatly appreciate it, because every little bit goes towards helping us do things like create more content. We do have paid content creators, which helps us bring on more paid content creators to create more content for us on our platform, which just gives you guys more options for your entertainment days. Now, if you also want to support us by subscribing on any one of our social medias, that would be amazing and wonderful. And if you just want to spread the word about us and share out links to games and stuff like that, that's you don't understand how big a boon that is, and we would be honored if you would do that as well. But in the meantime, it is time for Cyberpunk Red. The only other thing we're going to mention before we jump into the game is the fact that we are still raising funds for PCRF. If you don't know what PCRF is, they are an international charity. The initials stand for the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. They do specifically focus on helping children and families with children in the situations that are going on right now. If you donate to PCRF, number one, it goes directly to PCRF. There is no middleman. The donation link that's currently in chat is literally PCRF's website. They have done a very good job of setting it up to where individual contributors can set up the donations for them, and those individual contributions go directly to them with no one taking a cut, no one middleman coming in and interfering with it, and no one having to actually send contributions to them later on after a fundraiser. It's a wonderful setup. It makes sure that they get the money they need, and the donations are not don't given to them at the end of the drive. They are continually sent to them. So that means that we're not waiting until we hit $1,000 and sending them $1,000. Even if you donate $5 tonight, it will go directly to PCRF tonight. That way, well, as soon as it processes the banks. I don't do banks. As soon as it processes through the banks, it will be going directly to them. And that gives you the option of knowing that your funds that you're donating to this fundraiser are going directly to them and having an effect on the immediate, which is, with the situation going on right now, incredibly important. Because as we all have seen, as we all know, the reaction time is the most important thing in these situations, and for them to have those funds available to react, it counts. It counts. So thank you to anyone who has donated. Thank you to anyone who will donate. Also, if you do choose to donate, the donations you make can affect the game. PCRF, the donations we're doing for PCRF can affect the game, just like your Dagger dollars that you earn for watching the stream or your bits you use for your sound bites. If you do so, if you look in the chat right now, there is a list of how the donations break out, and you can donate one single amount at the beginning of the game and tell us how you want them broken out, and just put it in the comment section of the donations. If you forget, we will try and remind you in chat that you still have a donation to be divided up, and you can tell us in chat. Or finally, if you do not see the notifications in chat, if you don't put any notations in, we will definitely thank you for your donation, because it is a worthwhile cause and we cannot begin to thank anyone enough for donating to it. All that being said, that's enough for me rattling on about all that stuff. It's time for me to be NPCs and probably get shot. Or squished. There are people who squish. And, oh wait, my head might get torn off.
Don't forget the nerve gas.
Oh yeah, wait, there's nerve gas. Oh wait, no, we're not in the building anymore, so you can't nerve gas me. Nah.
That's what you
See,
think.
I just shoot you. I keep
I know.
it simple.
I know.
Like,
very simple, very direct.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. No poisons, nothing being dislocated. It's all fine. Just bullets.
I may make a ugh face at you, but you'll be dead.
Yeah. Dead, or it'll be the last thing I see as I fade away, which is a lovely way to go. Oh, look, they're judging me, and I'm dying.
I died as I lived, judged.
We have no emotional damage on this show, ladies and gentlemen. We just want to let you know that. We're all perfectly well adjusted.
Mm.
Now the Sunday show.
The Sunday show. No, the Sunday show is all about insecurities. We love it. So, you guys, as you left off last time, you had cleared basically just about everything you could find out of this place, but you had found some very unusual things. One of the things you got is Bowie had found an ancient, like probably very similar to the one I have on the desk beside me, tablet. And literally, it was so outdated that the firmware was not able to link up to their software, and so, but they did find a Post-it on the tablet with a password to it. Because yeah, that's what you do.
I mean, depending on the person, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
I've been there.
The tablet had literally gigabytes of text files on it, and the text files, Bowie wanted to scan them, but they quickly discerned that there was no way to really scan them because they couldn't even jack into the tablet. It's that old. It has a USB-C port, and what the hell is that? So
Gonna have to find ancient technology.
Yep. But they also found a literal pallet's worth of cred stick chips. They were all in these 20-pound ammo cases, and there was like 100. Was it 100 count? Yeah, because it was 2,000 pounds. It was 100 ammo cases, each one 20 pounds. Each one held like 200 cred sticks. They don't even know how much money is on those cred sticks. The only thing they know for sure is that money is going to have to be heavily laundered, because it is all earmarked for Arasaka, and they know that they can't just take those cred sticks and go down to an ATM machine with them. They're going to have to be hacked. They're going to have to be laundered, and so that's a big project. So, as we were discussing this, you guys were I do believe you were using the net from the bottom of the helicopter to lift them off, yes? And who was hanging? Someone was hanging onto the net.
Don't forget about the freaky cryo chamber.
Oh yeah, the freaky cryo chamber with all the
We just noped out of.
I don't know. Yeah, you noped out of that. You also had the baby fetus vending machine.
That's a personal favorite of mine.
Not haunting at all.
No.
Yep, the cryo chambers had. You guys did look into. Did you actually look into the cryo chambers?
Mhm.
So you know
Yes.
that there was pregnant women in the cryo chambers.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, in general, Dinner in a Game is an adult stream, but Cyberpunk Red takes that to a different level. It's pretty much on the same with our Walking Dead stream. So, for the most part, if you're not 18, you're 12, please leave. You're not to be in this audience. We appreciate that you like cool stuff, but we don't want to be responsible for traumatizing people and then have your parents try and come and sue us for some reason. So, if you are not a legal adult in your country or state or city of residence, you are not allowed to be in this stream. Please leave. And let us know when you turn 18. We'll send you an email and let you know when you can watch again. In the meantime. So, yes. But you guys had... I remember you guys had brought the stuff up on a gurney. You had gotten it up onto the helipad. And you were waiting for your ride at this point, correct? Or were you actually already going to... Because that's what it was. You were waiting for the ride because you were discussing who was going to get... who was going to try and use gliders, who was going to get onto the helicopter, and who was going to actually... like, someone was talking... I think it was Anna who was going to hang on to the cargo netting and just ride with it because they were worried the glider wasn't going to support them.
Yes. Actually, I have a quick moment with my character to sort of
absolutely
end my current relationship.
To end your current... That's disturbing as fuck, but go ahead.
So it was, I sort of picture this as something that happened on the elevator.
Yeah.
She turns to the human shield that she has been carrying this entire time. And very carefully she places her hand around their throat with her thumb right on that artery. Because she can basically do a one-handed sleeper hold without having to use her whole arm.
Because her hands are like 10 inches wide.
And she looks at him, and she does have sort of a mournful look on her face. And she basically says, we don't get a lot of choices in this world. Everything is kind of set up for us. We pretty much just sort of fall down the path of least resistance. Which is why when there is a choice, you got to make it, and you got to deal with the consequences. You had a choice. I did my best. I'm not even going to say that you made the wrong choice, but this is the consequence.
And he looks at you as you're saying that, and he says, if the consequence is going to be whether or not I live or die, it says, then the consequence is immaterial, because my actions affect more than me.
I get that, but there's a difference between living and dying and how you die. I don't know if you saw what happened with our friend and the face of another individual, but I'm not going to do that. I'm kinder than that.
He's like, you don't even actually
as she's saying that, she's squeezing. If he can speak, that's up to him, but just now body directly.
The only other thing he's going to say is the last choice you're going to make is killing someone who it doesn't matter if you let live, because you're on camera. You've
of course
been on camera the entire time, so this is just
murder. You for Arasaka is going to talk murder. So you made another choice. I rip his head off. Straight up. Grab, rip through the spine, and drop.
He was already pretty much taking blows for you left and right. So he wasn't in any shape to be like resisting anything at this point.
Yeah.
All right. So
when that elevator door opens and there's that carnage, and you wouldn't let me fucking shoot him?
He was useful before, not so much
Walk off.
now, and I toss him to the
Everybody
side.
else. You gotta do this. you do
As
that.
I'm looking from the elevator, I'm going to stop by the door that we had opened,
Mm-hmm.
and Anna's going to rip it off the hinges,
Okay.
and she's going to carry it with her as a shield
Okay.
to replace the mouthy one.
Got it. The mouthy one. All right. So yeah, and Anna, you were bringing up the gurney with the actual.
Yeah.
All right. So Anna's now covered in gore because look at the PSI in that carotid artery. But yeah, so there is a horrific scene in the elevator once Anna comes up.
Oh my god, when the door opens and when Chris does the whole thing of I couldn't just shoot him, Jester does that thing where they point and they just start laughing between them, and then when Anna goes and rips off the door, the point just shifts and it's just like
we're trying to gauge if this is a trauma response from Jester or they actually find this funny.
Bowie's just like, whoa. Ooh. And like as all this is happening, her mouth is just like a little like, oh, we had some problems. That's fine.
Chris is just walking out. I'm getting this a shield. Like the entire time.
So angry.
All right, so just to make sure that I understand all the mechanics involved here, the decision was calling the helicopter. In fact, that's already been done, if I remember correctly. He is going to come back to the roof. He's going to drop the cargo net. You're going to put the stuff in the cargo net. He's going to drop the tow cable. You're going to hook it to the tow cable. Anna's going to ride the cargo net. Who is going to try and climb up the cable into the helicopter? Who is going to try and jump off the building with the gliders? Like he can
glide with style.
He can literally get down low enough when he goes down for you to hook up the tow cable. He can get down low enough to get everyone onto the copter because he's not doing anything silent anymore. He can get down low enough to get everyone onto the copter, and then someone just has to stay with the cargo net to. Oh no, they don't. They can all get in the helicopter, and he can just lift everything off and go. So it's your choice on where you want to do.
I thought we had already decided that everyone but Anna was going to do the glider thing.
I thought so. That's what I want to make sure of.
Yeah, because we wanted to do a decoy thing.
Yep.
Or something.
Yeah.
Right? I will say that Bowie still has access to... Does Bowie still have access to the building, or it was just that floor exclusively?
No. Bowie, through your systems, you have limited access, but once you leave, once you get like within X amount, I think it's only like, 30 yards of the actual like perimeter of the building, you're going to lose connection to the limited... It's basically, you would consider it a limited, highly secured Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So the moment you leave that range, you're going to basically lose connection to everything.
She wants to... The reason I'm asking is I want to wipe the cameras.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, here's two problems with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can wipe the physical storage on the cameras. If there is any type of outside transmission line, then the cameras are streaming to any offsite locations, you cannot wipe that. Unless you literally stay in the building, try and back route through it and find the hard connection, which is probably on one of those other nodes. And then that node would connect you literally directly to some Arasaka mainframe.
And we're out of time, aren't we?
Yep.
Aren't we? We're out of time. What do I do?
And
All right.
And Arasaka mainframe is basically like walking into the depths of hell.
Yeah, no hell today.
So I seem to remember we also took stairs. Like, I know Jester and I took stairs, right?
Yes.
Okay, making sure, because
the staircase
placement of...
the elevators are in like a little elevator bay, but on the far right, like as you're facing elevators to the far right, there's a staircase.
Okay.
So you came up right beside where the elevators were.
Right.
If you have, let me put it up. Oops, I forgot to put it in. But if you guys go to the map, you can actually see the elevators, and you can see the staircase.
Yes. For some reason, my character has a skull on them.
Oh, did you die?
I don't know. Last time I checked, I was 11.
Surprise!
Surprise! I killed you.
Oh no!
There, you're back
Darn
alive.
this game. Yay. What was I gonna say? I know Bowie is gonna she's gonna do her best to wipe the cameras because if they can't, if it was streamed, that's one thing. But if they can't find any copies or evidence
There
to
is
replay
copies.
it, you against them.
So you will find if you know, and it's easy to find because you basically had complete access. So yeah, you can quickly discern where the copies are and and everything like that, and you can wipe the local copies completely.
Okay, so yeah, so Bowie is just whistling while while everyone's trying to execute the super serious plan. She's like, delete,
She's just
and wipes everything.
I just need to get this. Oh, okay, here we go.
It's there it is, delete. It's
All right. So yeah, no, you delete all the physical copies. I will tell you this: there you can see. Well, no, the nodes are all. You would see that anyway. Yeah, the network basically, without knowing what's in that last node or being able to crack that last node, you can't guarantee you got every copy. But
right.
But your knowledge of the network security does tell you, for the most part, well, not just for the most part, completely, that if you were to stick around and try and actually, you have to spend a serious amount of time to get into this, and if you do manage to get into it, you don't know how long it'll take you to get back out safely.
Right. And I think Bowie says to herself, she looks at the node in NetSpace and just does a little sigh and says, not today, Choom, not today. And keeps going on this track to get out. So.
All right. So, who is, so you guys are all set and you pull the gliders out of your packs and start setting them up on the edge of the building type thing.
Mm-hmm.
As you're doing that, you can see coming up the side of the building, because he's still flying very, very low. You see the helicopter, and he's low, but you can tell he's basically on his silent mode. But the moment he comes zooming up the side of the building, the moment he comes up over the top, he basically disengages the silent mode, and he drops the cargo net out of the falls down, and so you guys can start loading the pallets up onto it, and then he basically has to turn off silent mode because he's draining too much of his battery life, and so the roar of the rotors starts coming into full effect. Once that happens, you guys can barely hear each other. So Anna, are you gonna basically just be dumping all this stuff into the cargo netting?
Yeah, she's gonna do as much as she can in one push.
Yeah.
And then anything that sort of falls over, she's letting everybody else kind of deal with that. Yep. She's still keeping an eye out on if any reinforcements show up, so that she can kind of block their progress while everybody else gets prepared.
Got it. So the nice thing is that the helipad is higher than anything else on the roof. So if you're on the helipad, you can pretty much see the entire elevator bay, the doors to the elevator bay. You can see everything like that. As you guys are looking out over the entire building, and you guys on the edge of the helipad are get the gliders set up, you can feel that there is something happening with the building itself.
Oh, that's not good.
The building seems to be shaking. Not massively violently, not earthquake shaking, but there is a series of low rumbles that comes up through the building. Anna, you get the last of the stuff into the cargo net, and you start looping the cargo net and putting all the eye holes together, and he's lowering down the line. And as you slip all the middle eye holes over the pin and basically lock it in place, all of you, those of you standing in the building, you see something incredibly odd. About 10 stories below you, there is a bright flash, and all the glass faces facing you almost seem to roll like a wave up towards you and then blow out. And there is a massive shudder. And as you're looking down, the top edge, the edge of the building you're looking down at, just starts sliding forward over the lower portion of the building.
We gotta go.
So the gentleman, I can't remember his name right now, but the gentleman driving the helicopter, you just hear his voice over the comms. He's like, we really need to get the fuck out of here. He's like, whoever's down below, hang on. I am pulling out. The rest of you, good luck and safe flying. Anna, are you going to just hold on to the cargo net?
Yeah, she's got the cargo net, but she's going ahead and dropping the shield, and she is readying her grapple gun in case something happens.
All right, perfect. So yeah, he quickly lifts the helicopter up to where the tow strap is completely taut, and then you see you hear the increase in the rotor power as the helicopter lifts off with the cargo net beneath it, and Anna's kind of like perched on top of the cargo net, holding the cable with one hand, has a grapple hook in the other hand, it's kind of standing on top of everything, and it goes just like she goes sweeping off. You guys have the gliders out. The gliders are you have to fly them. They do not, they're not self-operated in any way, shape, or form. They are very much, you're going to have to fly them. So what we're going to do for this is each one of you is going to make me a roll. And that,
oh no, not a roll.
Yes, a roll. And that is going to be pilot air vehicle.
Pilot air vehicle. Okay.
But because this is an exotic air vehicle, you're going to have a -2 modifier.
So add a -2 modifier to that. Got it.
Hold on.
Core situation modifiers. Where's the?
I am trying to find.
Do I just type it in?
Let me see.
Additional mods -2. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Remind me what dice we're rolling.
D10s.
Thank you.
And what do we add to it? Reflex, dex. Okay. And you said -2? Okay.
I got a 9, I think. I think I did that right. I hope I did that right.
Looks like you did.
14.
Same.
14. Holy shit.
Hey.
Oh yeah, never mind. It would make sense. The solo getting a 14 even with a -2 makes sense. So yes, so as you guys launch
14 buddies.
Yeah.
Jester and Chris, no problem whatsoever. You guys pilot it off. You launch off the side of the building. Have no problem controlling it. There's lots of updrafts because you're so high up. You're riding on the wind, and as you're looking back, you see Bowie launches off and immediately begins to just fucking nosedive. They are riding the glider, but the glider is just, it seems like almost like they're fighting the glider. They're not using the air currents the way you guys felt when the glider hit and you started using the air currents to ride the updrafts to keep up. All the buffeting and everything must be throwing Bowie off because they seem to be fighting it rather than trying to ride it. And so as they do, instead of catching updrafts and going up, they keep on turning the nose into updrafts and dropping down and not catching the uplift. So whereas you guys are staying up or even getting a little higher, Bowie is moving downwards. Now the one thing Bowie can do is they are able to steer, but you are consistently and quickly losing altitude. Oh, thank you very much for the subscription, Drunk Angel. But you're losing altitude consistently. Bowie, you're freaking out a bit because you're starting to worry about coming down way too close to the place where you left. Bowie and Jester and Chris, what are you guys gonna do? You can't grab Bowie or anything like that.
So, but is she close enough to hear me? You know what? Chris doesn't even care if you can hear me or not. Calm the fuck down.
Always like trying to run in the air. It's really funny. Like she's trying to like steer, but also like pump her legs because that's how you fly this thing, right?
You're trying to Howl's Moving Castle and it's just not working.
She's hanging on the glider and kicking like you're swimming.
She's a free runner. She knows that's what she knows how to do.
Is there any chance that she is close enough that I could hit her with the hit the glider with a grappling thing and
Do
pull
me a
her up.
favor. Roll me a d10. Just a flat
Um,
d10 roll.
Save me, Anna,
What-
save me.
What Jester is gonna do is gonna first make fun of Bowie by doing the Howl's Moving Castle walk in the air, but successfully and gracefully. And is then there are buildings all around, like this is a city.
Yes.
Jester's gonna go, "You suck at this. Use your grapple gun."
It takes Bowie a hot second, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's what that's for." And like literally,
I got a 4, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I saw Anna. Anna, you are not close enough to use the grapple gun, but you can tell the helicopter pilot to try and get you close enough. The only problem with that is that you're going to come in from above Bowie, and the downdraft from that helicopter might just knock them out of the sky.
Yeah. That was my one shot. That was my one thing.
yeah.
I don't think I've got the other option.
Bowie's fumble fucking for this grappling gun while also trying to not die.
Trying to not die.
she's like, okay, I got this, and then she aims it, but it ends up aiming at Jester because she's gonna try to like, this is just grab onto somebody else, it'll be fine, and she fires it at Jester.
You're going to fire it at Jester.
Cool. What do I roll to dodge?
You're going to roll a dodge. And you're both going to be at negatives because you're trying to both shoot and dodge while flying.
What is my
I mean,
dodge?
can I hit
Evasion.
building low if I miss? Like,
Oh,
I want you. What does a grappling gun count as? Is it a heavy weapon or is it just a handgun?
I don't know.
The thing is that there's no actual roll to it.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Because the way it's designed is it's got two major things. One, you can use it to climb without getting the penalty of climbing.
Right.
And the other thing is, if you're falling at any point in time, as long as you have a grapple gun in your possession and easy to get to, it keeps you from having to fall, basically. Because otherwise you have to work to an athletics.
Okay, hear
That
me out.
means you get to make up what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Hear me out. So I think that firing at Jester is an accident. She's actually aiming for like the building that's probably by or close to Jester, so that she doesn't fall. Because the big thing is not to have her fall. But might as well make it funny on the way there.
so it's a -2, right?
Yes, it'll be a -2 for both of you. And Bowie, you're going to be rolling firearms or a handgun.
Oh God!
And yeah,
I got a 20.
You got a 20.
Firearm.
Okay.
I don't even know
what you're rolling, Bowie.
I have handgun, heavy weapons, and shoulder arms.
Handgun.
Unranged weapons, handgun.
Yep.
Chris is just watching this like
-2, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Bowie does one thing, and it's hack. She got an 11.
Can I describe how Jester dodges this, please?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank
Please
fuck.
do.
So how Jester dodges, and this is strictly to be spiteful, is Jester's on this glider, and Jester just lightly pushes up, and Howl walks away.
Literally, your grappling gun goes like, it's almost like Jester steps off of it once as it goes by. But because you can deploy the grappling gun and you don't actually need to shoot, that was just to see if you shot Jester.
Yeah.
So no, you catch onto the building. This is what I want to know from you, Bowie.
Mhm.
Are you just going to hang on to it, even not caring about whether you come off the glider or not? Because you are strapped into the glider. You would have to try and disengage the harness that has you in the glider, or you could just hang on to it with the glider and everything, and just like you basically kind of just swing into the side of the building, but then you could the grapple gun could let you down.
Like onto the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. She knows how. She does not know how to operate a glider, but she does know how to run, literally and figuratively. So I'm gonna do the second option where she's gonna try to get on the ground.
All right. So
In a not Dutch fashion, not pancake style.
Not pancake style.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and see one thing. You deploy the grappling gun. The glider, literally, because the glider's still hooked to you, it almost acts like a parachute, slowing you down as you swing into the building. You do bang into the building, but I'm not going to make you take any damage from that because you are wearing armor as well. You begin, once you get into the bang of the building, you hit the rappel on the grappling gun and it begins lowering you down to the ground. You were probably still about 60, 70 feet off the ground, so you're like the last 10 feet you can't even get down there because the grappling gun has run out of fucking cable.
Shit. Oh no.
And so like you basically just drop the last 10 feet. It doesn't hurt you. You just but
She is a free runner, so I think she'd probably like use those skills to like get herself down safely the rest of the way.
Yeah. You basically use those skills to land on your glider so you don't hurt yourself really badly, but you destroy the glider.
Well, fuck the glider, I guess.
Fuck the glider. Fuck the glider. Fuck it in its goat ass. But yes.
You just hear across the comms, I'm alive! It worked out!
I mean, yay!
Yay! No one's dead. It's amazing. So, but for you, Jester, and for you, Chris, you can see that she is only like 2 blocks away from the building. Decent distance. Hydrate. Oh, hydrate. A decent distance, but at the same time, she is way too close to be on foot. She can haul ass as much as she can, but if this building, you know that is, well, whatever's left of this building, because as you land, Bowie, this is what you see behind you, because you hit the side of the building still facing the building you came from, which is down the street now. You see the top like 10 stories of the building just shearing off, sliding, and the lights are still on literally, and the lights flicker and blink, and then the entire top 10 floors just starts falling off into the street. It's 10 floors, so it actually kind of hits the other building across the street from it and just turns into freaking rubble as it's falling down. And then as it's still falling, it explodes.
Okay. Yeah. So pretty much what you hear is, "Hey, I'm alive!" And then she turns around and sees this happen, and she goes, "But I don't know how long."
Actually, the rest of you hear the big crump of the explosion, and like you guys in the gliders, there is material flying all around you through the air as just chunks of stuff is flying out. You quickly like you bank around a building just to get some cover. The helicopter is far enough away by now to where it's not getting pelted, but Anna, you can see the small mushroom cloud from the building just having exploded, or a portion of the building.
Do us glider folk have to roll something to like dodge debris and shit, or are we good?
When the stuff just starts flying in the air, you just guys both turned and banked to go around a building, and the building is offering cover. I will absolutely let you roll if you want to try and roll to avoid hell. I don't know what the TN to avoid hell is, but we'll make it up as we go along, as we do all things.
I do look at Jester. Where are we planning on landing?
I have no idea.
We should probably go back. She's still down there. As much as I'd like her cut, I still kind of feel, I don't know what's the word, bad?
Bad?
I would agree.
One question. Agree?
No, I would agree.
Oh, I would agree.
One question.
Yes.
And this is in all seriousness. What are we gonna do?
What if we grab her and drag her? Or I still have grappling hook. Use like toy and grab and pull.
Okay, you can do that.
If I miss,
noodle arms.
Come on, it's like target practice.
Well, give me something to do and I'll do it.
I've never done this before. I'm all for shooting something without killing. Good challenge. And yeah, try to go.
Shooting without killing, good challenge.
Jester's like, all right, I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna be utterly useless in this scenario, and I might die because of it, but I'll follow.
You can point and laugh.
So I'm assuming what you're intending to do, Hythrall, is you're intending to fly over them and then shoot them with a grappling gun?
I want to shoot Bowie with a grappling hook. Like, in some form or fashion, because if they get hurt, they get hurt. But it's better than
Better than dying. It's true. I just have this image of like Bowie trying to call an Uber to like come get her. What do you mean no service? What do you mean this isn't a service area?
I
Why
radio.
haven't you stolen a car?
I radio Anna, going back, not leaving her behind.
I knew you wouldn't.
And
Yeah. By the way, Anna, as he is flying, because he is going to stay low between buildings, he is actually reeling up the cargo net to be closer to the helicopter. So you have less clearance, but he's not getting it right up against the helicopter. But he's getting it closer so he can actually bank between buildings. And so on the comms, he's like, "Are we going back to pick them up, or are we sticking on the cargo delivery?"
I'll radio that to Chris.
cargo delivery. Make sure it gets there.
Cargo delivery, unfortunately.
He's like, "All right." He says, "Then in that case, buckle up, because I am not going to spare the juice." And you guys can literally hear the helicopter's engines from as far away as it is. You hear the helicopter's engines roar as it basically starts moving very quickly between buildings. And Anna, even with your augmentation, you literally have to like weave your arm into the netting.
Yeah.
Because you're like trying to keep your feet on the cargo netting is very difficult because the sheer force of the winds going by. So you're doing everything you can to hang on, but you're hoping this is not going to be a long ride.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are headed back. I need to know, Bowie, what are you doing? I mean, you did make a joke about calling a cab, but that is not unheard of.
I mean, that's kind of what I see her doing. Like she's out of options. Like she can try to free run her way out of this, but I don't feel like I think she's smart enough to realize that this
another thing that's happening right now, though.
Yeah.
Everyone who lives in these nearby buildings, remember, these are all tenement housing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is pouring out into the street right now to see what happened, because there has been basically a disaster. And some people are just standing around doing exactly what you're doing. They have their phones out and it's all you got. Some of them are just filming. Some of them are calling people. And so very quickly it goes from you being almost all by yourself out here to you being in a very large crowd of people.
Yes, but Bowie has an idea. I have a thought, because and it probably would occur to Bowie, if depending on how surveilled they were, because we don't know how much they saw on the security cameras, she slides out of her big yellow jacket, and she looks at the nearest person to her and she says, "Hey, Shum, you want a jacket?" Throws it on them and like starts weaving through the crowd because it's a bright yellow jacket. It's very, very obvious.
Gotcha. So you go, "Hey, you want a jacket?" And you throw a jacket over somebody, and that person, and this is how bad this place is, that person literally throws a jacket off and starts pointing at it, running away, going, "Bomb, bomb, bomb!"
I have one question,
Sure.
Bowie.
Yeah.
Are you gonna message us, like radio us, to let us know that if we go for the big yellow jacket, it's not gonna be you?
Yeah. She's gonna be like, "So I lost my jacket. You should look for the hair instead."
You notice that there's
Great.
17 other people with bright green hair.
Bright blue, and she's got her colors are cyan and orange.
There you go.
She's still. I mean, losing her jacket is just a bigger color field. So
I know how to find
As
a
you guys are
target.
banking
It's all
around,
good.
Number one, you're completely silent because you're in gliders. Number two, as you're banking around, you can see the people starting to pour out of all these buildings on the street. You saw where Bowie went down, mainly because she shot a jester. So you saw where Bowie went down. So as you're coming around the bank of the building, you know what side of the building Bowie will be on. You know where they should be coming from. Are you going to basically try and fly low over the crowd, or...
How plausible is that? So with the weight allowance on the glider, would there be enough, instead of just grappling Bowie, would I be able to grab them and just come back up somehow, like
Probably
one try?
not, because
Okay.
it's mainly, but that's mainly because with the added
Very-
weight of Bowie and it being a glider and not powered, you would probably just go straight into the ground.
Okay, so is there any way then, flying low over, I can shoot the grappling hook in front of Bowie so that way they can grab hold of it instead of me actually hitting them with a grappling hook, which probably not the best idea.
Again, Bowie's a free runner. She can probably get herself to a higher space. Nothing crazy, but like that's what they do. They can like run up walls and shit. If you tell her,
crazy idea. Bowie
Yeah,
could get
like-
somewhere higher, and then instead of you firing a grappling gun, Bowie could just jump off of that, and you could turn, and they could try and hang on.
I mean,
Of course, if Bowie misses the jump,
maybe we don't go that risky. Maybe I just get up high enough so you can see me and we can fly away.
So if you tell Chris this over radio,
hmm
she's going to point out the nearest building where that will be possible.
Okay.
Like, hey, over here, need you to get over there, kind of thing.
Okay, and I think Bowie will sprint and like immediately like go into action and use those skills. Like you see her like kind of jumping over walls and then like running up a fire escape, like kind of situation to try to get to where she needs.
A lot of where your free running comes from in places like running up walls to go around crowds of people. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Free running, let's go. Or what was that Office episode? Parkour.
Parkour! Parkour!
So yeah, Bowie starts moving, and they're using their. Actually, do you have the skill for that basically on your sheet?
I didn't know there was one.
It probably isn't, but it's probably a movement thing. But no, I'm not gonna say make you roll.
Probably
for it because-
athletics.
Yeah, athletics, because you're
Oh, yeah.
basically moving through the crowd, and you're not trying to knock anyone over. You're literally just trying to avoid people to not slow you down. So you basically start making your way up to that high point. So this is what I need from Hythral. I need you to make me a athletics check, or no, a pilot air vehicle check, in order to get yourself in the, to time it, to get there with Bowie. And then Bowie, I'm going to probably need an athletics check from you to literally, because Hythral's going to either fire the grappling line for you to hang on to. So what it's going to be is you trying to hang on to the grappling line, in that grab and hold on the grappling line and get secure in that short amount of time between when Hythral fires it, because I'm assuming they're going to fire ahead of themselves, and then as they fly by, you've got those few seconds to grab a hold of the grappling line and try and secure on, and then snap.
And it's 1d10 plus
yes,
my reflex, right?
yes,
All right.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Athletics?
No, you're doing pilot skill. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm rolling the athletics, right?
15.
Yes.
Bowie got a 13 on athletics.
And I do believe someone gave someone something. Hang on 1 second. 13 athletics. So
Lend a hand.
Lend a hand is going to Bowie, so you have a +1, Bowie.
+1, so that's a 14.
14, and you got and what'd you
15.
get? A 15?
15.
Got it. All right. So yes, Hythral, you're basically piloting along. You're firing the grappling gun. You're not trying to shoot Bowie. You're just trying to get it within reach of Bowie, so it's not like you're super targeting anything. You're just trying to get it in that general area. Bowie, you grab a hold of it. Hythral begins pulling off and lifting up and pulling off and away. Hythral, when you feel Bowie's weight come on, the glider shudders, and you literally kind of have to send it back into a nosedive to keep it moving forward. And you using the compound of the forward momentum and weight of yourself on the glider, you get Bowie off the ground. And because they got somewhere high, they're well above the crowd now. You begin pulling up, and it is very difficult to gain altitude with Bowie attached to the glider. The sheer amount of drag it's causing, but the glider is rated for a much higher weight than you're currently putting on it. But it's just the whole factor of Bowie is now dangling behind you on a long cable. So, but you are getting the glider is getting up and lifting. It's just not getting near as high as you were. The good news is everyone is looking the opposite direction because they're looking back down the street to where all the building and the rubble is, and both the people with looting in mind and the people with the idea of trying to help people in mind are all moving in that direction. The others are just kind of milling around. So you get Bowie off the ground, you get moving. You probably think you can get probably about another mile before you're going to be dragging Bowie on the ground.
So it's going to be no longer trying to gain air, just maintain and getting as far away as possible while staying in shadows, so that way we're not standing out as much. You have Christ, who is in all black, and then you have whatever Bowie's wearing. So it's like trying to not slam Bowie into a building and being a neon glowing tale of, hey, look, we're over here.
To be fair, it's just her hair that's loud. Once the jacket comes off, she's actually wearing all black underneath. It's
smart.
Like, yeah. So it's one of those, like, if he ever needs to get out of trouble, that's what the jacket is for.
And then immediately radioing Jester, where are you?
Jester is honestly just above you guys, a little further back, still doing that howl walk, probably sprinkling some glitter behind them. They're having their great time. You guys don't have to be worried, you guys don't have to worry about being seen, because Jester is absolutely that fucking spotlight of, look, it's me.
I was gonna say, I would imagine Jester is taking this opportunity to basically throw glitter bombs and basically Jester is a giant distraction.
It's glitter. It's confetti, but it's all.
It's a couple of
Jester
actual hand grenades just for good.
And
it's so, but it's all a little bit behind them. Yeah. So they're going first, and so everyone's eyes are behind them, and the glitter's not getting on them. Is the point?
If Jester's going and is fine, immediately radio Anna, check in.
So far, so good.
Have you landed?
Kind of busy. Bill,
you can just hear a rushing noise of wind.
Also, stomach feels kind of bad. Yep.
You're
Hang in there.
You're on the cargo net, hanging off the other thing, and it's spinning.
Yeah.
Oh no. Ew.
So as you're moving through the city and trying to get Bowie as far away as possible, Anna, guys are traveling at probably close to 200 miles an hour, and as he goes tearing through, he instantly begins cutting away from getting higher and getting away from downtown, and he goes out to the outer edges of town and then beyond that. And he gets out into where you were supposed to make the drop, which was kind of in the wastelands a bit. So that takes you a good, at this speed, it takes you 8 or 9 minutes. The entire time you're stuck on this bag. So by the time you land, you have thrown up who knows how many times just from all the spinning, rotating movement. And, but you get down and he puts the bag down. He disconnects the cable, which falls to the ground. You can't stand Anna.
Well, actually, there's something else that's hitting me too, because the time now. So I need to roll my resistance on that.
Yes.
1 second.
Feel free to make that roll.
So
my character.
While they're making their roll, Jester, do you think that we should go ahead and land, stow the gliders, and blend in? Just start walking like nothing is going on.
Is there another option?
Probably not.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So Chris is landing now. Doesn't ask, just says it. And yells at you. Bowie.
Yeah.
Get ready to tumble and start lowering down. All right.
You
Sorry.
got it.
Sorry.
To be squished.
Oh my god, thank goodness. I am not addicted to Berserk.
I'm not addicted to Berserk.
Okay.
Jeez.
That costs you it literally gives you a penalty to your death saves.
Ooh.
That's how bad
Lovely.
that's how bad it is.
That's so great. That would be wonderful. Hi, I am dying, but I'm really good at it. All right, so you guys, you are landing about. You estimate you're probably about 20 blocks away, which is in the city is about a mile roughly, and you're pretty much putting down. And I'm assuming you're going to ditch the gliders immediately because those are pretty they're pretty notable.
Yeah.
All right, and the nice thing is the gliders are designed to break down. So they're very quick to you break them down and dump them into a dumpster somewhere. It's very simple. What I want to know is what is y'all's intention at that point?
Regroup. Everyone here? Everyone good? Not dying?
All in one piece.
Walk quickly.
All right, so you guys begin moving off from the stowed crash site. As you're moving away, you can hear the emergency vehicles responding. You can see emergency vehicles flying overhead. You guys begin making your way away from the place. After about 5 minutes of walking, your comms go off. And you hear Basket's voice, and Basket's like, "What the fuck happened?"
Good job.
We almost died. It was so cool, Choom. I can't wait to tell you all about it.
You blew up a building.
You didn't say we couldn't.
Technically, we didn't know.
We didn't. They blew up their own building, at least as far as I can tell.
I will take credit.
It looks good on the resume.
I mean, they were cryo fetuses. I'm assuming that's what went.
Basket's like, wait, what?
No,
There was supposed to be
we will
cred sticks. Did you get the cred sticks?
Oh, yeah,
No, we are not bringing you frozen fetus. Just job went fine. Everything's fine. Leave us alone. We're trying to make it away.
Basket's like, I just got confirmation. The package has been received at the drop. I'm making arrangements for the rest of you guys to get out of there. Can I send you transportation? Do you promise not to kill them?
I do, but I.
Jester and Chris.
Just quiet.
It's just crickets.
Just points at them. Can't see it.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah. You're all on audio and Vixie's like
Jester pauses for a second and goes, as long as they don't make it fun.
I don't understand.
More action, less speaking. Bring car. Fine. I won't kill.
All right. Send me coordinates. I'll send you a car.
Bowie instantly is typing these coordinates and says, you shouldn't be so mad at Chris. She has a heart. The reason I almost didn't die is because it hurt you.
Bowie gets the text back and it says, I'll give them a not killing you bonus.
Yay!
Yay!
Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
What can I say? You pressing button. You've grown on me.
You've grown on me. So as you guys are waiting there, after just a few minutes, one of the auto taxis pulls up, and the auto taxis are robot taxis. There is no living person in them. They come up, they pick people up, they drive them to locations, they drop them off. There's not even a polite little voice that goes, "Thank you for riding with Jiffy Cab." There is nothing. It is the robot's robot. It doesn't give two shits. The interior is hard plastic seating with safety belts. And you can tell just by the moisture that it probably gets sprayed out every single time a rider gets out, and then there's a little automatic drying system because it's muggy.
That's good. I mean, yay. Climb in with all the guns and just sit down.
Jester using some of the moisture still on the seats and stuff to wipe blood off of the mask and everything.
I think Bowie somehow ended up in the bitch seat, she's in the middle.
Yeah.
Between Jester and Chris, and is just kind of on her phone.
It's just like little compact mirror. Just
Look, Ed Bowie, we'll get you a new coat.
Oh, I have 7. Don't worry about it.
Anna, you're out in the middle of the boondocks.
What? I can't. I did not drive because of my looks.
As you kind of look around as the helicopter kind of like it disconnects, the helicopter doesn't land. Actually, no. On the comms, he's like, "Do you want to ride back, or are you staying with the drop?"
Was I supposed to stay with the drop? I can't remember.
You were not told to stay with the drop. You were told to get the drop to the drop-off zone.
Quick radio, Chris. You think I should stick around and make sure that this happens 100%, or go ahead and bug out?
Which do you feel safer with?
Safety is less of an option than success at this point. We
If
worked
it's
really hard for this.
If you feel like you want to keep an eye on it, by all means, we're coming to you. Whatever you decide, send us coordinates.
All right. Then yeah, Anna's gonna stick around because she wants to see this through to the very end. She's put a lot into this.
Tip my hat to you for being a very thorough runner. He says, "I will see you back at Baskets."
Thank you.
And you see the helicopter, the line's been pulled all the way up. The helicopter just banks off and takes off into the night. So you're sitting here, Anna, out in the middle of nowhere in the wastelands outside of town, which is basically a desert. And as you're sitting there, you hear the rumble of a heavy vehicle coming. There's no roads, by the way.
Right.
Yeah. So as you,
I was just gonna say real quick, as I hear it coming, I'm gonna go ahead and knock the ammo casings off the gurney.
Okay.
And because it's a steel gurney, and I'm going to sort of set it up in a sort of like a cover position in case things go bad.
Yeah, they didn't when they were in the cargo net. They did not stay in the gurney, so you can easily extract the gurney from all the ammo cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you see it coming up, you see what looks to be a vehicle that has 2 sets of tracks, like so on each side. So it's 4 sets of tracks on independent suspensions. It has a forward area that looks like it's probably where the driver sits. It's very small. On the back of it, on the second set of the second tracked portion, there is a large pallet, like flatbed area. And on the flatbed area, you see that there is 3 gentlemen riding on the flatbed area. They are all basically in nondescript clothing. Not really. They don't even look like they have weapons. As they come rolling up, all of them, the tracked vehicle kind of stops beside the netting pallet, and all 3 of the guys get off, and they begin taking the animal cases and loading them on the back of the pallet of the tracked vehicle. The hatch on the tracked vehicle for the driver's side opens up, and a person stumps out, and he's like, "Twerk nobody's supposed to be here for the drop, but it doesn't really matter." It says, "Did you get everything?"
Absolutely. Also, and she reaches in and she pulls out the extra that she had put to the side in case things went really south.
Mm-hmm.
This was just insurance in case we didn't get out with everything.
He's like, "Don't look at me." He's like, we were ready to take as little or as much as you got." He says, "We're just
we got it all."
He's like,
"We got it all."
I'll let them know. He says, "We will be expecting contact from Basket within the hour. We're going to be taking this out, and we will be doing an appraisal and getting Basket the final numbers." He says, "So let Basket know to be expecting." He says, "I would offer you a ride back to town, but we're not fucking headed to town."
No worries.
He says, "All right." He says, roads about a mile that way."
I head to the road, and that is the coordinates I give to. to
Gotcha.
Christ and them.
Right.
I don't think a mile run is hard for Anna in the slightest.
No. In fact, Anna could probably do that and like be thinking about something else completely.
Yeah.
So you begin
Yeah,
jogging
no
that
worries.
way. Yeah, they're the guys. You quickly leave them behind, loading the stuff up on the pallets. You do notice that the rig had no lights on it, and the guys loading the pallets also had no source of like lights. It is a kind of a bright night. There's a full moon out, but they're still not using any light sources.
That makes sense. The thing that has Anna feeling at least somewhat confident that this isn't something nefarious is the fact that they know Basket's name and used it. So that's a pretty good call that everything's on the up and up as far as she's concerned.
Gotcha. So yeah, as you begin jogging back towards the road, down towards the road, are you guys? The cab is taking you guys. Looks like back into the slums, and if you guys stay on this trajectory, the coordinates Anna sends to you, you're not going to go there. The cab's taking you somewhere else.
I can fix that.
But
I
didn't
said we
Basket
were-
say that the transport was essentially going to take us to like Basket to where we were supposed to rendezvous?
That's what Basket said. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jester will ask, where are the coordinates? What are the exact coordinates that Basket is sending us to so we can make sure we're on the same trajectory? And then we'll also tap into comms to check in on Anna and just see everything go well.
Yeah, everything seemed to go fine. I nothing nefarious. There was not even any sort of chest thumping or anything involved. They seemed to be right on the money, and they knew Basket's name, so that gives me some confidence.
Right on money. That was fun.
And Jester, as you check the comms and check like where the cab is supposed to be taking you, it is taking you back to Basket's place. That was
Okay.
his little
You
shitty
know what?
apartment.
I can
You-
call Basket. I mean, we
No,
can just
don't
get-
worry. I've got good lifestyle. I can get a cab to where they're going. Just give me, tell me where you guys are
Well,
going, and I'll
Why
rendezvous there.
spend your money when you can spend Basket's?
It's up to you.
She like immediately texts Basket and says, "Hey, can you send someone to pick Anna up?"
You see, when you go to pick up the phone to text Basket, you see the three dots that Basket's texting you.
Oh, not the ellipses. Ah.
Yeah. And then you see, just as you say, can you send one to pick him out? He's like, Basket sends back. He's like, I thought I told you guys no one went to the drop.
So what had happened was, Anna wanted to make sure that everything got delivered. She's like, ...
Yeah, as well. You get text back. He says, Tommy told me that Anna stuck around. I let the guys know that there will be a person there so that Anna didn't get shot. He's like, next time you change plans, let me know before you decide to do it.
Got it. So I should tell you that I have cred chips in my pocket now. Smiley face.
There is the weirdest fucking GIF comes back. It's a picture of Jesus with a crown of thorns, and he's weeping. But it's animated, and he's got the giant puppy dog eyes, and he's just crying.
You said tell you.
A giant word of the text of the word before that's exploding over and over again just comes back to you.
All I can think is Hellraiser and Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Like, that is all I can think of right now.
I assume Basket doesn't send Anna that text.
No. This is just
No.
Bowie and Basket.
Bowie and Basket are talking.
Yeah, we're sitting back there having no idea this is happening.
Bowie does look up from this text while she's making sense of Jesus weeping, and looks at Kristen Jester and is like, so someone's going to come for Anna. Anna almost got shot but didn't because Basket
Someone's
Figure
coming
out-
for Anna?
No, not now, not anymore. Basket fixed it. It's better.
They got better.
Yeah,
They got better.
and it's fine. Someone's gonna pick her up and bring her to where we're all supposed to go, which is Basket's place. Also, I have cred chips in my pocket, which is probably a bad plan, but we're here.
Someone admits it. I feel like I've gotten some form of retribution, especially after you failed to grapple gun me. That was pretty funny how much you sucked at that.
I need to process that run-on sentence and how much shit was in there.
So you guys are making your way to Baskets. Anna, as you're sitting out there, a actual hover cab comes flying out. They're not as fast as other sky transport, but they're basically super safe, and but they can't be automated. So there's a live pilot, and he comes out and lands on the road, and he opens the door, and he says, "I'm here to pick up an anaconda."
Yes, that would be me.
He's like, "I thought I was gonna get to pick up a snake. That would have been the most interesting pickup of the night." He's like, "Well," he's like, "Hop in."
I could make a pickup very, very interesting if you want, but
He's like, "Actually, when there's actual live people, I tend to be terrified of the situation, and I would just like us both to be very, very quiet and uncomfortable until I drop you off."
as you wish.
Thank you very much. So he just takes off and flies you. So you're going to get back to Baskets in just a few minutes, because it's still faster than driving on the roads. As you guys come up to Baskets' apartment, the apartment building he lives in, there is the usual street people laying out on the outside. Homelessness is still a huge problem. It is one of those situations where, some nights people have money to get a place, some nights they don't. So the population on the streets is always changing. But the only two dynamics that are always current is everyone who is on the streets is probably looking for a way off of them, and everyone who can get off the streets is usually the people that they're looking to. So getting mugged or someone attempting to mug you is almost a daily occurrence. Most people are carrying some kind of weapon just for self-defense, but it's an opportunistic thing. If people get the chance to try and take your shit, they will. It's just the way the things are on the streets right now, and it's been that way for frickin' ever, because it's a dystopian future. Yay!
Woo!
Anna steps out of the cab.
Mhm.
She has had a chance to reset her the cybernetics that do her coloration, so now she's back to her usual tan with
Mhm.
the platinum makeup, and the same thing with the hair. So she looks nothing like she looked when she was doing the run. And she does sort of come out, and when she sees that there's a lot of individuals out here, she does do that long stretch so that they can see just everything that they might have to deal with if they were to do something.
Yep.
Cracks on the back, and then
Anna is also, compared to the average person, Anna is a very imposing figure.
yes, exactly. Yes.
That by itself is usually good enough. Except for absolutely the most desperate. And of course, Chris walks around with, automatic weapons.
Bowie's fully relying on Chris and Jester to intimidate the fuck out of anybody else. Bowie's not trying to be scary. She's probably insane. Well, it sounds insane. She's walking along, she's all cheerful and shit, between these two people with lots of guns, and someone doesn't even look human, so we're fine.
We are the living embodiment of that TikTok trend of the dog energy.
Scary
With-
dog privileges.
Bowie walking ahead, and Anna and Chris, and then you've got Jester who's playing the music and throwing glitter to go with it. Just
everyone they see Anna and they're like, "Ooh, target." They see Chris they see a Bowie, they go, "Ooh, target." They see Chris and Anna, go, "Oh, never mind." And they see Chester bring up the rear going, "Oh God, they're all crazy."
So we're all back together now,
Yes.
right? Chris' first thing is to run over to Anna. You all right? Someone hurt you?
Absolutely.
Anyone threaten you?
No.
Okay. You're sure?
They didn't even have weapons.
No one touch you?
No one. You know what? I offered the driver, but he said no. I think he's a little socially awkward.
Loser. You're too good for him.
True.
So, like I said,
And yeah,
are you guys heading straight up to Baskets?
I'm following Anna.
Yeah, going to Baskets.
All right.
Bo is
And it's
going
feeling pretty
back.
good about that. Honestly, she's feeling pretty good about the run. She didn't see the calamity, like all of the calamity that happened afterwards.
Just lots of movement, action lines, and vomit.
Yes,
Yeah.
probably Chloe vomiting. It's
You
fine.
did
And
I
it's
think
like
it-
now hungry as hell.
Yeah.
I think when while Chris and Anna are having this interaction, Bowie leans into Jester and says, "See, I told you she has a heart, June." Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was the one who wanted to go back for you. I was gonna leave you there, so yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to save me. We have a complicated relationship.
It's not about wanting your death. I just physically couldn't do anything for you.
Oh, at least you try. At least you're honest. Whatever. No hard feelings, June. Do like fist bumps too.
It's weird, like, so when you fist bump, Chester's fingers are all metallic. They're just metal, so it's just flesh to metal.
Clink.
Yeah.
Are you wearing any
Amazing.
rings? Because let's go clink.
So you guys get up to the elevator. You go up to the 14th floor, which is where Basket's apartment is. You go down and knock on Basket's door. The door opens up, and he's already on the phone. And he's like, "No, yeah, great, good, no, excellent." He says, "Yeah." And he says, "Are you serious? How long? Can we get any of it up front? Come on, man. 20%. I gotta pay these people." When? Where? Fuck, okay. And he looks at you all and he's like waving you guys inside.
Mhm.
He says, All right, we'll be there. He hangs up the phone. He's like, "So, score, amazing. You guys fucking nailed it. They were not even expecting half that much. They don't even know how the fuck you did it." He says, "But 3 problems. The heat is massive. That building blowing up was completely unexpected. I doubt you guys did it. You're pros. It was probably an Arasaka failsafe. They wanted to alleviate as many witnesses as possible. But we need to get you guys off the grid for a while.
Oh,
It is being labeled as a terrorist attack. And we still don't know what Arasaka's next steps are going to be. But I guarantee you there's footage of you guys at least going in or going out of that place. If Arasaka leaks that, then they're going to be looking for you all as the people of interest in this situation, which is not going to be good for any of us.
Is this still problem 1?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Problem 2. So all the gangs that were in that tower, they were on Arasaka's payroll. But when the building got blown, a lot of them are no longer with us.
So we did the world a favor. We should get
Except for the
bonus.
fact that the remaining gangs, the remainders of the 4 gangs, the 3 gangs that survived, the ones on the top floor are dead. He says, so you're looking at the Black Tigers, the Mantis, and the Jubilee. All three of them have decided to unite for one purpose.
Oh no.
To find you all. They have no
Great.
clue except for one. It's somehow tied back to Jester.
Wouldn't it be funny if I got hired to try to kill myself? Eh.
Yeah.
So they don't know if Jester was in on it or if Jester just chose the wrong place to do a show, but they're looking for them. The only good news is no one knows who you are or where you are. Last bit of bad news. The creds are more than they expected. Each one of those cred sticks has to be individually hacked, which means it's going to take a long time to get all the money in. This is going to take, and I'm not joking, they say it's going to take like 6 months. I'm getting you 20% of your fee up front.
20. Only 20.
Chloe clicks her teeth like,
I'm nobody. I don't have anything to lean on them with. I can't threaten them with giving them a bad rep because no one knows who the fuck I am.
What is 20%?
That's the first bit of good news. 20% is 150,000 creds apiece.
Yeah, I'm good.
I can pay rent. Yay!
You can pay rent for like a couple of years in advance.
So I don't need these, right? She pulls the credits out of her pockets and and drops
Give me
them.
those. he takes them. He's like, no, we're giving everything to them. He says, and you see him. He opens up what looks to be another one of those ammo cases, and he dumps it in there, and he closes it, and he's like, he closes it, and he locks it, and he says, all those cases they were put in, it wasn't like a gimmick or anything like that. Every single one of those ammo cases is lined with lead to stop radio transmissions. They all have radio transmitters.
Oh.
You might want to move.
He's like, oh no, trust me. He says, remember, I'm the fixer. I've got mine coming in 20. My 20% is coming in too, and I am not going to be in this place, or I'm probably not even going to look like this anymore.
So when do we get our part?
That's the other good news. Remember, I told you that the guy who was fronting this entire operation was loaded. We get the 20% tonight. He says, but it's a face-to-face drop.
So, hold on. We do great on the job. Beyond great. Now, we've got 3 gangs pissed at us for being labeled as terrorists.
Possibly.
And this guy has money that has a ton of red tape wrapped around it, and he wants to meet the problems face to face to pay us.
I didn't
Only
say he
20%.
was going to meet you face to face. I said he's getting
Anyone.
money. Yes.
Anyone from his organization.
Doesn't smell like
set up to anyone else. Like, possible, let's get rid of problem.
It
I-
could definitely be a setup.
I will say this, Chris. I agree 100%. This is obviously a massive box with a little stick and a string over to the bush. But the stake that they have put underneath that box is worth going for.
But everyone's on board. If it looks shady as hell, I can shoot someone. Yeah?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be ripping
Okay.
it.
I mean, I can hack the cameras outside the buildings if there are some.
He's like,
Okay.
I already got the meeting location. Anna is gonna think it's funny as shit.
Am I now? She kind of like tilts her head at that.
It's Thunderdome, and Thunderdome is a local sports arena,
Mhm.
and it's like a small time sports arena and parimutuel betting center, where there's a lot of cage matches and stuff like that, and wrestling happens there too. Anna, that's how you know it. But it only runs on the weekends. During the week, it's usually empty, or it's booked by like corporate events and shit like that need the space. So the and it's still the week. It's still a weekday, so there's not going to be
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Thank you.
Hydrate. Woo.
I'd rather dehydrate.
We're gonna get ready to go and break in just a minute. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so he says that is the go. Is that it's there, Anna? So I'm hoping that you can give us some details on the layout. He's like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he says, and he still needs time to get all that raw cat currency in hand. So we have 4 hours.
Are you coming along, Basket?
He's like, I'm the fixer. It's my client.
Cool. So if we all die, you're gonna die with us. That's comforting.
I figure you're probably gonna shoot me first if we really get double crossed.
Chris is gonna shoot you. I'm just gonna nerve gas you and watch you twist into weird shapes until you die.
She has experience.
Chris, I know a good area that you could pop up for keep cover on us with a sniper gun if you want to.
Oh, you're speaking my love language.
So before we jump into that scenario, why don't we take a 10-minute break? All right, guys.
Sounds good.
We're going to take a 10-minute break. We will be back. Please remember, we are still raising funds for PCRF, and you can affect the game with your donations. PCRF is an amazing charity that is doing what it can for the horrific situation that's happening in a certain part of the world that we can't even mention, lest we be demonetized, thwarted, or in any other way, shape, or form have our ability to help taken away from us. So if you can, please donate to PCRF. If you do donate, your donations can affect the game. If you look in chat, I accidentally typed the wrong thing. There it goes. You can see how you can affect the game with your donations. And if you do choose to donate, remember to use the comments section on the donate field. Use the comment section to tell us how you want your donation divided up if you're going to donate larger amounts. If you do donate these like a single $1 and you want to do lend a hand, just tell us who you want the lend a hand to go to. You can also put it in the regular chat as well. If you want to use, you can also do the same things with your dagger dollars if you want to affect the game, just like Mrs. Dag Show did earlier. Or you can use sound alerts to use bits to do it too if you're new to the show. So thank you very much for everyone showing up, and we are going to take a 10-minute break. We will be right back.
When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And we roll. And we rolled a critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. We roll. Yeah. Yeah, we rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, ever forget. We will never, ever forget. We will never, never, ever forget. We will never, never, ever forget. Oh, 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 oh. We're wrong. Oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. A critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
I am Christ. I am character being played today by her.
And I'm Hythrall. It's nice to meet you.
Shut up. They want us to tell you about places you can find us.
You can find me at.
Shut up. You can find them here. Here. Okay, good enough. They call me great and terrible, I'm yours. Why is it so hard to find an enemy who's worthy? All the same want the fame, still they don't deter me. Mountains of gold, love to watch them as they scurry. Flying above, breathing fire in my fury. Pass through my threshold, who the hell are you? Wings outstretched and you know the legends. True. Teeth like swords and you're clicking in your boots. You found the nightmare, now it's too late. Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster. You ready? Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. I'm your foe. Ooh, you passed through my threshold. When I stood across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And oh, 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 we run, oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 we roll, we rolled a critical hit to the heart. People grow up, forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. A critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
I am Christ. I am character being played today by her. And I'm Hythrall. It's nice to meet you. Shut up. And I want us to tell you about places you can find us. You can find me at... Shut up. You can find them here. Here. Okay, good enough.
They call me great and terrible, I'm yours. Why is it so hard to find an enemy who's worthy? All the same want the fame, still they don't deter me. Mountains of gold, love to watch them as they scurry. Flying above, breathing fire in my fury. Pass through my threshold, who the hell are you? Wings outstretched and you know the legends. True. Teeth like swords and you're clicking in your...
You found the nightmare, now it's too late.
Monster, you call me a monster, like I'm the big bad monster. I'll show you a monster.
You ready?
Hear my shrieks that break apart your capital. You can't tally every soul I send below. On your knees, revere and burn, it's wonderful. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. They call me great and terrible, I'm your foe. I'm your foe. Ooh, you passed through my threshold. When I sit across the table from you, once a week, a month, or like every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to gain a level. And forget how to play. But not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We rolled a critical hit to the heart. We will never, never, ever forget. 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 Oh, 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 oh. We roll. Oh, 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 oh. And oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we roll. We roll. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled. Yeah, we rolled. We rolled a critical hit to the heart.
Dinner and a Game and Many Worlds Taverns have partnered together to bring incredible teas and coffees to the Dagger family. And now you can get 10% off of your orders when you use the promotional code Dinner and a Game, all one word, no spaces, at checkout. And if you use our link, manyworldstaverns.com/dinner and a game, we get a little bit back from Many Worlds Taverns as well. Support excellent products from an incredible small business and help support Dinner and a Game at the same time. And always remember, at Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table.
I am Christ. I am character being played today by her.
And I'm Hythral. It's nice to meet you.
Shut up. And I want us to tell you about places you can find us.
You can find me at...
Shut up. You can find them here. Here. Okay, good enough.
They call me great and terrible, I'm yours. Why is it so hard to find an enemy who's worthy? All the same.
Oops, I forgot one other thing. Give me one moment. I gotta turn the audio back on TikTok. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for letting us take a little break. I have chips. I ate my cheese stick, so it's gone now. And I have more drink. So we all got snacks, we all got stuff, and we're ready to hopefully not get killed.
Hopefully. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
The goal and the dream.
So, Anna, what you know about the Thunderdome? It is basically a dome-like structure. It's not like, you know, the Astrodome's huge, massive, you know, it's just a small dome-like structure. It has, it's like I said, it's mainly about combat sports. So it has a boxing arena style area in the center of it. The arena can be taken up and put down. There's often other things that happen at it, like during the week. There's often, like, you know, business presentations where they only use a portion of the seating and everything like that, and they do a raised stage in the center. But for the most part, in the weekends, it hosts boxing, wrestling. It hosts cage matches, which are actual solos and stuff like that, who go in and actually fight inside the arena using close combat weapons. And so it's pretty much a combat arena on the weekends. You've done a couple of shows there. You know the owner. His name is Marty. Marty Evans is his actual full name, but he goes by Marty. He was a former fixer, and he made enough money to buy the Thunderdome, and then he retired. So he knows a lot of runners and a lot of solos, and that's why they have that little kind of like solo fighting business on the side. The solo fighting business is actually very lucrative on the betting side of things because he, like I said, it's also a small bookies and betting parlor. And so that's where he makes most of his money. All the other events he does, because he's actually like a huge fan of the wrestling circuit. And so he likes providing a little venue for the up-and-comers to try and make some extra money and stuff like that when they don't get booked on the bigger matches. And so he's actually, like I said, he's actually a fan. So he actually like knows a lot of the people in the industry and everything like that, which is kind of how you got, that way, why a lot of younger wrestlers know the Thunderdome so well.
Mm-hmm.
The payouts are never huge, but it's it's a venue where the owner actually likes and respects the people who are actually trying to make a living doing that. So it's actually nicer to wrestle there starting out than a lot of the other bigger venues that treat the new wrestlers like jobbers, and that's shitty.
So in a weird way, it's actually better than our current situation. That's interesting.
Yep.
With Ed McMahon and so on. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
So you basically, he's not, like I said, he's not a big venue. It seats a maximum of like 10,000 people. Oh, the gods have spoken and blessed those little weirdos. Oh, little weirdos. You have a gods have spoken, which basically gives everyone the effects of bless on the next scene we go into combat in. And it'll last for the entire scene. So basically, when you roll your 1d10 and you add all your modifiers to it, you also roll a 1d4 and you add that. And that's for any roll you make.
We have two of those.
Two of those?
One from this time.
Uh-huh.
One from last time.
I forgot about the last time one.
I did not.
We also have like a massive crit, or that's on the Sunday crew, isn't it?
That's the Sunday crew. The Sunday crew had Devastators.
Well, I had a Devastator, but I forget if I used it or not.
Used it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you used it big time. That's how you kind of overwhelmed the entire system and got to gas everybody.
That's right. Yeah. Now I remember. All right.
Double bless. What does it mean? It's not a rainbow. Excuse me. I'm sorry. All right. So, what type of preparations do you want to make for going to this meeting?
All right. First things first. Do I know of a good spot for Chris, and possibly a nice little hidey spot or a underground kind of spot for someone who might be able to be a bit of a contortionist and has already proven that they're really good at moving through vents and so on? Do I know any of those areas, like a good escape spot or a good post-up spot?
Because it is dual focused and like it's focused on sports entertainment as well as sports events, there is a lot of stuff for theatrics in the Thunderdome. Mm-hmm. There is a series of catwalks overhead that have things like where you can set up rappel ropes and stuff like that for people to do drop-ins on the ring, where they can set off like pyrotechnics and stuff like that up there that would blow down on top of the ring. So someone could go up there and they could find a sniper perch anywhere up there. That would give them a good view of almost the entire arena below.
Okay, I let you go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say, and also when it comes to the arena itself on the floor where the ring or the stage would be, both of the ring and the stage are elevated. So there someone could go underneath the stage or the arena. During the week, you would have to wait until you get there to see what's set up. If the ring is set up, then someone could hide under the ring and be able to pop out very easily. If the stage is set up, the stage has what's called a drop floor, which is basically a trapdoor that can be rigged with a very fast hydraulic press, which allows people to do things like suddenly burst onto stage with some theatrics and sideshows.
Mm-hmm.
So someone could be under that. There is a number of like around an arc on one of the upper pavilions. Like the way the seating works is you come into the building through one of 4 entrances, north, south, east, west. As you come into the building, the lower portion of the building is devoted to the actual people who are taking part in the events. So because that's where the backstage is, the green rooms, the dressing rooms, the locker rooms for the actual sports events, and like the small medical facilities that are in here. They're all underneath the stairs in the Thunderdome and the bleachers. When you get up to the bleachers, there is like the regular seating, then there's the floor seating, and then right above the regular seating there's an overhang which basically hangs out, kind of like, goes down at an angle over the lower deck seating, and that is the executive seating, which has a number of suites that go all the way around, and it comes about 3/4 of the way down over the lower seating, and there are executive booths in there that basically seat about a dozen people. And also on the same mezzanine that the executive floor's access is, that's also where all the like small kitchens that provide service to the fans, like doing the nachos and the hot dogs and everything like that, and beer service and everything like that, they're also on that mezzanine level. And most of the restrooms for public restrooms are on that level as well. So basically people come from the nosebleeds, walk down to get food, people come from the floor, walk up to get food. And then on the executive level, they have waiters and wait staff that come to the executive offices. All that means is that there's a bunch of balconies that overlook the arena and would be very close to the actual center of the arena for more purchase for snipers if someone wanted to be closer for that purpose.
Gotcha. I relay all this information to everyone else. Is there any architecture associated with this, or is it all
Have you ever been inside of a dome stadium?
I'm asking like a net running architecture. Security art.
It's very minimal. There's an in-place network that can be accessed that has all the automation set up. The biggest problem is the venue does not provide any of the pyrotechnics. So if someone wants to set pyrotechnics up, they bring it in and they set it up. They set it up through the venue. The venue has people who know how to do it, but they don't store or house any actual pyrotechnics there, and there's nothing set up in the ceilings. Stuff has to be brought in. So it depends on what's going on there that day. If there's anything set up or remaining from any presentations, that would be up there. The thing you can control from inside from the building is you can control the cameras in the building. You can control the fire retardant systems, flame suppression, water sprinklers, stuff like that. And you can gain control of the usual stuff of locks access. So like all the security locks and all the suite doors.
Right.
They can all
And
be
the cameras?
accessed. And the cameers, yes.
Yes, because that would pretty much be Bowie's project, is to pull up like a blueprint of pull up a blueprint of the Thunderdome and specifically look at what systems exist within it that she can basically hack her way into. So.
And then all the POS systems for the cashiers and everything like that, they're all linked on one inner system, so you can see where all that is and what it was last, basically what was last used for, etc., etc.
Okay, you said the owner's name was Matt or Maddie?
Marty.
Okay. I'm gonna call Marty.
Okay.
Because I know he's been trying to get me back in. I mean, every now and then I get a call to come back in. So he might take my call.
Okay. So the phone only rings a couple of times, and then it picks up. By the way, this is pretty late now.
Yeah.
And so you hear a groggy voice, and the line's like, "Hello,
hey, Marty, Anna."
Anna? Oh shit! Hey, Python, what's up?
Hey, so a thing. We're about to head down to your little Thunderdome, for a thing. Is there any chance you could tell me how hot it might be right now? I know that you can't give too much information. Just curious.
Oh, wait, what? Hang on. Give me a sec. And you hear some creaking, like you hear him sitting up in bed, basically. You hear some shuffling around. You hear him drinking something, probably some water or something, and he goes back. He's like, all right, I'm more awake now. What the fuck is going on?
There's some drop off that's going off in your Thunderdome. I don't know if you have any sort of information about that or not, but
Fucking
one.
God damn it, Tony.
Yeah.
My security guy, he moonlights and he lets this fucking shit happen. He's like, I'm not going to interfere with it because who the fuck knows who he's doing.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm mostly asking if you knew if I could get a heads up on anything, which obviously you don't, and also to give you the heads up that if things go down, I might have to break a couple of things. So
like,
I'm
look,
just
and,
apologizing now.
I didn't say shit when you left the industry, all right? He's like, I know you still moonlight and everything like that, but, you know, you're doing what you want to do, and that's fine. He says, but whatever's going on there tonight, it's not authorized by me. And the only reason I'm not calling the cops is because whoever the fuck Tony's doing business with, number one, would probably kill Tony, and he's my cousin. And number two, would probably come after me if I fuck with this shit.
Yeah.
He goes, but I am firing Tony tomorrow. So this is the last time this shit is happening. He says, I won't say shit if you're defending yourself. He says, but I also know what type of business you've been into and what type of people you've been running with. He says, and I will take it personal if my shit gets torched. You understand me?
I'll do my best. Like I said, everything is here's the thing. It's supposed to be a quick and easy drop off. This is actually the post job. So if anything happens, it will be on their end.
Look, like I said, I like you. I respect you. You were great with the fans. You were always there for them. They, you know, when you would do the autograph signings after matches, even when you were hurt. He said, I'm not saying this to be a dick. I'm saying this because it's my place of business and it's my home.
I got you.
If shit goes down, you're the only person I now know involved with it. And frankly, like I said, Tony's a dumbass. And whoever is paying him, it's not going to be anyone I can do anything about.
I got you.
So, just do your best not to fuck up my life.
Promise. Do my best. Absolutely. I always do my best.
I know. Fuck.
I just may leave some corpses as I go along.
You just hear an exasperated sigh, and he's like, "Look, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for whatever the fuck I'm gonna have to deal with." And the phone just disconnects.
Yep.
So is our plan of action just to tell everybody?
Our plan of action was to find out if I could get some early info.
He didn't need to know. No one needs to know.
I owe him more than that.
You owe him nothing when it comes to using his spot illegally for a transfer that we already have 3 gangs hunting us, people possibly pissed off to the point they blew up their own building, and we might think this is a setup. Less is more.
I owe him more
There
than
we
that.
are, kind of a loose end.
So you might owe him things? We don't, by the way.
Then don't show up. Then don't show up. I'm not walking into this thing with a person who basically kept me going during a very dark time in my life and not at least letting him know.
Yeah, I've got the question. Hold on. Ina, by including him and letting him know, now if something happens and they go ask him, he knows. Whereas
He knows.
before, he had
It's on me.
peaceful ignorance.
It's on me.
Yes, but we're going to be going into hiding. I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge after this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Same.
So it would still be on him.
Maybe next time, before doing the action, you ask the other people involved, or at least talk to them about it. But no, you're right. I won't be going. Not after that.
I'm going because if someone wants to kill me, I want to kill them first.
It's fair.
All right.
Always
So,
like,
Bowie's like,
whatever.
so much, and the car just like,
I was like,
Yeah.
I just want to see how Bowie's gonna be positive about this.
Bowie,
no, Bowie literally
Bowie
looked at Basket
agrees
and
with
says-
Anna.
Yeah, what?
You
Sorry?
would agree with Anna for just being like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is the thing we're doing.
Well, and I mean, Bowie's whole thing is like, well, look, I'm going to go Choom because Basket's probably going to die. And if Basket dies, then, you know.
Basket's sitting right there
we're
going,
in trouble.
why am I gonna?
Because
does
you're a
it take him
Lieutenant,
this time?
Choom. You don't see? You don't see?
It's like, look, it's shitty, it's cagey. All that I agree with. He says, but in the end, with the amount of shit we brought them, and I'm not talking trouble, I'm talking about the money. Your 20% is 150K. What does that mean your 100% is? It's math.
Not here soon enough.
What I'm saying is, even if they were going to try anything else, right? They were trying to kill you, whatever. It doesn't make any sense if they're willing to give you that much of a cut. That means that whatever they're going to have left over is 100 times that shit. They're giving you
Like-
pittance, I guarantee it.
My counter to that is, as Anna put earlier about, string and carrot and all that, dangling that kind of number in front of people to get them to show up, we're going to want our money. I'm not saying I'm not going to take it. I'm just saying that if anyone tries to keep me from actually having it, you know what I'm going to do.
Bowie says, I am under the impression that if they're going to try and take it from any of us, things are going to go bad. I mean, that's part of the deal here is you're obviously still my team, and we're going there as that team. I was like, if Jester doesn't want to go, I don't know. We'll have to set something up later, because I don't know how else to get you the funds, because they're fucking handing us cash. Well, not cash.
Chester, come on, come with us. It'll be fun.
Well, hold on, Basket. Look, I respect your commitment to this large amount of cash, Choom, but you said yourself that you're nobody, and that makes us by default nobodies. So who's gonna miss a bunch of nobodies that have been promised a bunch of cash?
Well, number one, I didn't pick you because you're nobodies. I picked you because you're known entities.
Thank you.
Offends everyone in one shot. Great.
Offends everybody in one shot. But no, Jessica says, I picked you guys because you were the only real pros that I know. All right? That I know well enough to say, we're going to do something really fucking insane, and I need people with real talent.
Well, we're about to walk
Straight.
into a trap, and that's pretty freaking insane too. And she
No,
pulled
we're assuming
the.
we're walking into a scrap because you're professionals and you can gauge the situation.
She pulls up like a holographic version of the Thunderdome and slides it in front. So maybe we should plan it and use people that think in strategy terms, like motions to Christ, and people with special talents, motions to Jester, and people who are basically bulletproof tanks, motions to Anna, to do this in a way that maybe ensures that we all don't die this time.
I
Maybe.
hide here. They won't see me, but I can see them and shoot. That is plan.
You see Basket kind of look at it and he's like, yeah, I mean, Anna, you got your choice of places you can come in from. He's like, you know the arena, right?
I'm gonna be beside you.
He's like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, and I appreciate that. Trust me. It'd be scary as shit to stand out there by myself. It says, they're going to come in from one of 4 entrances. Or all 4 entrances, for all the fuck I know. I don't know how many people they're bringing. They didn't restrict us on bringing anyone, by the way. So, take that with what you will. He says, however, they're going to be coming in from one of the 4 entrances, all the 4 entrances, whatever. We're going to be there first. right?
Okay.
We can put Chris up in a nice watch position where they can get get targets quickly. He says, if Jester decides to go, we can stash Jester somewhere where they can take. We don't even have to put Jester. You don't even have to be down by the fucking stage if you don't want to. You can be in the back and you can take people out as they come in, or you can, well, if shit goes to hell, you can come in from behind and basically do what you do in the scary way, and people start disappearing from their entourage for no fucking reason. He's like, and he says, he looks at you, Bowie. He says, Bowie, he says, we can get you into the office ahead of time and give you access to everything. He says, the only shitty part for you is you'll be all by yourself.
Well, if you can get me inside, I just have to access the systems, and we'll have somewhat of a backup
Yeah,
plan.
you'll have eyes everywhere because
Yeah.
it's a big place, but it's got security cameras everywhere. So you got eyes everywhere. He's like, and you have enough shit on hand that you can at least fuck with them, like turning on sprinkler systems over in specific areas and shit, and just make everything more annoying for them. Plus, you can tell us where everyone is.
Right,
Hold on.
exactly. It's
When
just find me. That's the hard part.
When it comes to spreading chaos, getting into the system is good, but we've already seen what happens when we work together in the building. Jester, there might be more heads to crack.
It'd be fun.
Glitter go boom.
I will join on 3 conditions. 1, it is fun. In some way, shape, or form. I refuse to be bored. That would be the worst. Dying is secondary, but I do not want to be bored. 2, if shit goes sideways, I'm with you, Christ. And 3, if someone decides to make a decision that's going to impact all of the rest of us, we all must know beforehand if it is possible. So,
You
Fair
want
enough.
You want honest communication.
just with me.
Fine.
I mean, we haven't had an issue, so I like how you think for the most part. You let me blow something up. That was nice.
Everyone here has done exactly what the basket brought us together for. We have everyone working together in the situation. Even Anna calling Marty on the phone shows what she brings to the table. Whether or not all of us find it to be a useful strategy is beside the point. I think the situation will play out, better or worse, exactly how it needs to for all of us.
I guess that makes Basket the bait.
I like that.
Basket's like, I figured as much.
But
It's
then
okay.
that means
I'll be
we
the
need
hook.
you that much more. Exactly.
He's like, he says, look,
I will say this. I will say this. When I made that call, I was thinking of something different. And I made sure that only my name was in there. I wasn't trying to put anyone else on the hook. You can ask Chris how it is that I function. And if anything happens, as far as I'm concerned, all of you can book. And I will stay there till the end and make sure everyone can get out.
It must get very lonely on that high horse, but she's not wrong.
It does sometimes.
Basket's like, why are we talking about horses?
That you
Shut
get
the fuck
ass
up.
cramps.
God damn it, man, God. I was just asking a fucking question.
I know.
Okay, but with
Yeah.
everything said,
All right.
I need everyone to agree to those terms.
I said yes. I'm
Okay.
in.
That was basically what I was doing, was agreeing. Honestly,
And as well,
like I said,
from response.
yeah. You know what? Let's do it this way. Quicker response. I'm sorry for putting you at risk. I should have thought before I made the call.
People don't usually apologize to me, but apology accepted, even if it feels really weird.
There's a first time for everything, you know.
I hate how you always have the moral high ground. It's so obnoxious. God damn it.
Basket looks around. He says, "Morals, schmorals. Let's go get paid."
Yeah.
That's
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
I
trying
agree.
to
'Cause
agree.
I didn't even know what
Okay.
the fuck was going on.
Perfect.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to buy all the stuff that I get to buy. I'm gonna upgrade my stuff.
Let's get through the moment. Eggs
Right.
and baskets and something like that.
Basket's like,
Right,
"Yep."
right.
He goes walking over to one of the little closet in this tiny ass little apartment. He opens the closet. He reaches up and pulls down a shoebox. He opens up the shoebox, and he pulls this giant fucking heavy pistol that he almost has to lift up with two hands. And he's like, "I hope to God this still works." He's all shoving it into his coat pocket.
Do you fit the weight category for that?
He says, "There's a weight category for pistols?"
You created one. Look at you.
Hey, look, I can point it and pull the trigger.
You know what? Fair enough.
Chester's gonna lean over towards Chris and go, "If I have to die, that's fine. I have one request.
Hmm.
Put confetti and glitter on my body and then blow me up."
Done.
I was like, I was wondering
Perfect.
about that clause in your contract. That was kind of weird.
You know,
I think Bowie goes into the closet and looks for another coat in somewhere in that for like it's not her coat, it's Basket's coat, but she's just looking for
Oh
something.
my god.
And what were you saying?
There's a coat in the closet. Has anyone ever seen? There's this old police TV show, and it was basically like a New York gritty TV show, cop drama. But there was a character on it called Huggy Bear.
Oh God, no!
He was
What?
a drug dealer and a pimp. But
Oh my
he
God.
wore this huge outlandish coat, which was like it was a cloth coat, but it had a giant fur collar and huge fur-lined sleeve cuffs and everything like that. It was like it looked like leopard print, but like by snow leopard print, and it had like a huge sash around the waist and everything like that. That coat is hanging in his closet, and you don't know why.
Oh my god.
Always like, ooh, and like pulls it out and puts it on, and she's like, oh, Chum, you have an interesting sense of style.
He's like, that
And a
was my
certificate of
my
authenticity.
grandfather's. What were you
Uh,
saying?
Just like models it for a minute.
And it does say, all right, then, you know, to follow up on the promise that was made, she reaches into her coat and she goes, "This is my last one. I'm going to ask Chris, yes, no?" And I show you basically it's a black vial, and on the side of it is written in white and red, Berserk. If
Are you
need it.
are you asking her if you should take it?
If it's because you know, because you're familiar with this actually.
Lean
This
in.
is the same street drug that she took a long time ago when she killed her partner accidentally.
Anna, you know how I feel about that shit.
That's why I'm asking.
You don't need it. Look at you. You've come so far. You don't need it.
All right. She puts it back in her jacket. Okay.
As you put it back in your jacket, you can see that you see Basket, right? And he watched that exchange, and he's looking at Anna, and there is a look on his face. He looks, well, honestly, he looks disappointed.
Look at him. Say something. What? What? Hmm?
He kind of looks at you. He looks at you, but he looks at you, Chris, because you're like leaning into him. But he looks at Anna and he says, didn't want anybody to have to go that far. I didn't know.
It was not your choice. Don't worry about that.
Remember that part about not communicating? Anna's giving me the impression that they're terrible at that.
Anna's business is Anna's business. She spoke to me. That's all she needed to do.
Basket's like,
Well, now we're all better. Let's do this the right way then.
it's like, all right. He says, I tell you what. We got a couple hours left yet. I'm gonna get us some food, some drinks. Nothing too hard because we got a job to do in a bit. He's like, but at least we can have one good meal before we step into whatever's coming next. You guys chill out here. He's like, I'll be back in a bit. He's like, I just don't want you guys running out in the street right now, you know?
We don't want to either.
He's just wish I had better digs for a party, but it is what it is.
You got a great coat.
He's like, it's yours. He's like, it's the only thing I got from my grandpa's will anyway, so.
You wear his granddad's clothes.
That is our theme as we're walking into the Thunderdome.
So Basket leaves. You guys are kind of stuck there. Basket's place is pretty much, it's like a 1-bedroom apartment. So there's a small living area with a vid screen built into the wall. There is a small kitchenette with like one of those little half-size refrigerators that's built into the wall as well. And then there's a doorway which leads to a small bedroom area which has a nook of a closet and a bathroom, which is basically a shower stall, a toilet commode, and a sink. And that's it. It is in one of the it's cheap. It's in one of the cheaper tenement buildings. But it is, it's about what the average for you guys whenever you're like trying to live on budget type of place you normally have to have. He's obviously been here for a while because there is a lot of stuff. A lot of people live very mobily. Most of these places are rented out furnished because they basically, someone lives in them for like a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then if something bad happens, they might go live in the street. If something good happens, they move to somewhere better. They get regular work or something like that. So he's obviously been here for a while. There's actually quite a bit of like personal stuff kind of thrown around. He has a fondness for like little tchotchke toys. The little like little archaic wind-up robot toys. Like, there's one of those little birds that you wind it up and it like will drink water. Sit under a glass and it'll drink water. There is another little thing that is like, it looks like, you can't really tell what type of animal it is, but when you wind it up, it just hops around in circles and just randomly. Huh?
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Oh, hydrate. You can also see he basically has a lot of books, and not like digital books. He has a lot of actual print books, which are incredibly rare for people to have, just because it means when you move somewhere, you're carrying around a box of books, and that's a lot. So he basically has a lot of books laying around, and you see that a lot of the books are like old Louis L'Amour westerns and stuff like that. And he basically has like a bunch of those piled up. They're all paperbacks and they're all like in one of those file cabinet boxes and boxes in there. And you can see that they're all like really worn. Like some of them don't even have the covers anymore. And the fridge bare minimum of food. There is like, lots of sauces and stuff like that. And the trash can is full of like takeout containers. But other than that, that's basically the only stuff in here. You know what? The least adorned or personalized rooms in the house are the bathroom and the bedroom. It's pretty obvious that he spends most of his time out in the living area. So you guys, what are you guys doing while he's getting food?
I actually kind of thumb through the books and scan over them a bit because I'm waiting for him to bring drinks.
Gotcha. What about you, Jester?
Definitely going around having a fucking grand time with the tchotchkes and the little knickknacks and the little like toy type things. Jester is like going around out playing with each one, winding each one up, watching them go. You see him at some point, the one that has a bouncy thing like across the table. He winds it up and he goes and gets like at the table height to just have his eyes just watching it bouncing across the table, and he is having the time of his life with all of these.
There is one thing. There's one set of all the tchotchkes are kind of like on one shelf, and the tchotchkes are kind of arranged around this one central object that's bigger than any of them, and it's something that you've never really seen before, Jester. But it looks like two figures in a yellow in a square plastic arena, and there's little hand controls on the outside of the thing. And they both have little boxing gloves on. There's a red one on one side and a blue one on the other. And they both have little boxing gloves on. And you can see if you push it forward, they'll slide forward in the ring. You come back. And if you hit the buttons on the right controller, the right arm punches out. The button left controller, left arm punches out. And when you slide one up to the other and just hit a punch button and it hits the one in the head pops up.
I love the dramatic description of Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yes.
Gonna take it turn. Does anyone want to play a game?
Ooh. Like Bowie looks up from fucking around with the tablet, which is what she was doing, trying to like look at what is in it, and says, "Sure, why not?"
Go to the table and start playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Anna, what are you doing?
Chris knows that this is actually kind of rare for Anna. She is in the closest to the center of the room as she possibly can be.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting down. Her legs are put into a sort of a meditative position, and her eyes are closed, and she is going through a sort of a shadow meditation / fight in her mind, as she's sort of putting herself in the most prepared position she can.
Got it. Basically putting her back to a wall and everything else in front of her, doors, windows, anything like that.
No, she's in the center of the room because in her mind, she's got multiple assailants coming from every single direction.
And Chris is just looking at her like...
In the meantime, in the background, Jester and Pixie are like, "Fuck you, that's my."
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
We're very healthy. Well adjusted.
So,
hey, I wanted to do this chemically, but
so after about 15-20 minutes, the door latch buzzes, and you see that Basket is coming in, kind of walking backwards. He's got a box in his hands, and he says, "Sorry." He says, he's like, "I didn't know what to get." He says, and so I just went down to Jimmy's and got you the specials because I didn't know what else you'd like. And he says, "So I hope you like burgers and fries." He starts pulling out things. He's like, "I just got cheeseburgers for everybody because I figure if you don't like cheeseburgers, you can just peel it off." And he's like, "Oh, don't break that! Don't break that! It's a classic! It's a classic!" You guys are playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
Yeah, robots.
Do you have toys not to play with?
He's like, "Well, I mean, I still play with it, but just to be gentle because it's plastic and it's really old."
Did you just admit you play with yourself?
Well, no, my buddy sometimes comes over when we watch the game and it's like the that's really personal.
Don't worry, Basket. I won't judge you for having a toy like this. Besides, we've been kicking each other's butts. It's great therapy.
It's like, all right, cool, but this, like, yeah, I mean, that thing cost me like 300 credits, please. So please be careful.
Oh, okay.
Gentler ass kicking ensues.
He says,
and Jester actually takes it to heart.
and like
Yeah.
half of, I'm assuming half of his tchotchkes are off the shelf and on the table where Jester left them.
So the thing about like how Jester's been using them, by the way, just so everyone knows, is Jester has been enjoying them almost reverently. And so even when Jester was going at it and, you know, trying to kick Bowie's ass, it was still a very gentle, like, okay, you got it. This is how you use it. You don't break it. And so it just gets even more gentle.
And he actually looks around the room and he's like, he sees you holding one of his books, Chris, and he says, that one's good. He says, but this one's the first one in that series, and it sets up everything for all the others. He's like, there's 6 more in that one. He's like, he wrote them like in long series. He's like, he's like, I got these. My dad got these from my grandfather, and he's like, they were my grandfather's, but my dad gave them to me when I was like 12. He says, and but anyway, this, he holds like a section of things like these are all one series, and he goes, this is all one series, and this is all one series. He's like, I would ask if you borrow them. Number 1, ask, and number 2, please don't let them get destroyed.
What is a series?
This first book sets up the story, which continues in the other books, and then it ends at the last book. I mean, that the books are kind of thin and small. They're not super long, so they're called like vignettes or something like that.
It is book.
Yes, very good. It is a book. I'm gonna go put the food out.
You noticed, you probably noticed that the box is actually in front of Anna, and there's a hamburger and fries already gone, and it doesn't look like she's moved.
Gotcha. Also, he didn't just get like, you know, one special for everybody. He's got like a shit ton of burgers and a shit ton of fries. He's got drinks, and he's like, as he puts all the cups out, he's like, since I don't have a lot of dishes, and we're probably gonna just use the cups and drinks that we got, he says, I got rum, and he puts a big bottle of rum down because it mixes with everything. He says, I got vodka. He says, because
Take it.
He says, because Chris is here, and they'd shoot me if I didn't, and he says, I got whiskey because it also mixes with everything. He's like, I got beer because I like beer. And he puts down like a case of beer. And he says, and I got a bottle of red wine because I figured someone here is going to be sophisticated. Anyone sophisticated?
Oh, he's like reaching for the rum.
Hey.
And like bringing it back, sliding it over
Don't
to
have a wine glass, so you're going to be sophisticated while drinking out of a bottle. And he hands you the bottle of wine.
I didn't know that
Jester is going to reach out.
I was just going to say, I didn't know Basket could speak cursive.
He says, you heard my accent? I speak nothing but cursive.
You were going to say.
You're totally good. We're good. Jester is going to reach out and grab a straw and go, no, I'm going to drink out of a straw. Be sophisticated while drinking out of a straw. And what happens is Jester takes one of the drinks and does something disgusting.
You add glitter.
You had glitter.
So, 2 things that are disgusting.
2 things that are disgusting.
One, adds an edible glitter. Adds in, like, a nice mica powder that's edible. But then also drinks part of it and then adds the wine in to fill up the rest of the way. And so it's a soda with wine. Mixes it. And how Jester drinks is with the straw. Jester puts the cup down, lightly lifts the mask, puts the straw under the mask, And everything's still covered. There's still there's no skin showing. It looks like there's a black covering still. Put the straw under, puts the mask back down, and just sips this drink under the mask.
Amazing.
So Basket's looking at Jester and is like, see? Sophisticated.
Bo is like watching this like with her head tilted, like, oh, okay, that's how that happens. And then she just takes some of her rum and she essentially makes a rum and coke. She grabs one of the sodas, pours some rum in it, and that's how she's gonna enjoy her beverage of choice. And she slides the bottle back out to the middle of the table.
He holds his hand for the rum. He does the same thing.
Yeah.
He's drank like a quarter of the soda down real quick, and then he just fills it back the rest of the way up with rum. He sits down on the floor. He's like, all right, we got a good plan. We understand what we're going into. He says, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not expecting to get shit on here. I know it sounds like a trap, and you guys could be completely right. He says, but the guy who's paying you, the guy who set up this job, I don't think he's setting this up as a one-off. I think this was a real test. And I think you guys blew it out of the water. He says, so...
Building went boom.
Well, that's beside the point. You got more than they ever expected to get. He's like, so we could be going to get shot. I'm not saying that I know everything. Like I said, I'm small time. He's like, but at the same time, I don't think this was something this guy was setting up just to get his hands on those creds. This guy's got a real hard on for Asaka. And trust me, if he chooses to reveal to you who he is, you'll understand at what level you might start playing at. He's like, so I'm saying go in there with your head on a swivel, just like you fucking said. I'm trusting you guys to know more than me, and you guys, I'm literally counting on you guys to be the worst half of me that needs to think that way, and I'm not used to it yet. He says, so I need you to be exactly who you are. He says, but from my point of view, from the things that the way we were talking about it and what he was talking to me about, this could be a lot of work in our future. So try not to shoot first and ask questions later. If it looks like it's going to go bad, I trust your judgment. Implicitly, with my life, because I'm going to be standing right in front of people with guns, I guarantee it. He says, but let's also try and see if there's any way that this can turn into something that's fucking real. It's like, he's like, I know I'm going to have to move from this shithole. He's like, but I don't want to have to move from this shithole to another shithole. See what I'm saying? I would like to be able to see this as being a way to get to somewhere bigger and better. But again, not going to second judge any of you. If you think the shit goes sideways, I'm counting on that. For you to know that where I might miss it.
Fry under the mask. Thumbs up.
Bo is chewing on her burger and just kind of looking at everyone else's reactions because she's chewing. She's not going to respond yet. So
You're telling us what we already know.
I figured I was, but I just wanted to make sure I said it because I wanted to do that. Number one, I want to let you know because I really appreciate who you guys are. That's why I went to you. I know other people who have kind of the same reputation you guys have, but the fact that you guys have you guys all have that reputation of being serious about what you do. He's like, even you, Jester. He's like, you are, I know you're a performer and you're an artist above anything else. He says, but the shit that gets talked about of how, and I'm not trying to be an ass, but how scary you fucking are, and how you have these abilities to turn and go and show up at weird places and put together a whole fucking sideshow and just a heartbeat and then make it all disappear. I mean, that's not fucking anything to fuck around with.
Jester's not scary. Jester's like very metal puppy.
Very metal
Very
puppies have very metal
bendy.
teeth and claws.
Very bendy. Grabby.
You go like this,
Bully.
and like your finger and your claws are like literally.
It's the very metal puppy. Take off someone's head, Choom.
If you train puppy well enough, I mean.
And well, they kind of laughed about it, but okay.
He's like.
I mean, I guess if you're having fun, Jester, right?
He's like, Anna. I mean, your reputation has preceded you. You're a fucking known commodity in the wrestling entertainment industry. You literally fucking built yourself. Literally. He says, and he looks at Chris and he says, and Chris, yeah, no, that's about sums it up. That shit right there. He said, cold hard fucking killer.
I am a bit of an artist myself.
There's a heart in there. I've seen it.
He's like, okay, I don't doubt any of that. He's like, and you, Bowie? He says, number one, you come with a lot of cred, street cred already built in. It says, you know, you worked a lot of low shit like me. You worked your way up. You made something of yourself. And you got to where you are by not pissing the wrong people off, which I think is incredibly smart. He says, and you still managed to make money, which we all know that's one of the big necessities. He says, so if this can get me to y'all's level, then I'm set. He's like, and that's why I'm taking all the risks. That's why I'm working this job. And that's why I gave you such big cuts. He says, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that I was serious about making this a real commitment to working with y'all.
Before you start making it sound like active charity basket, understand its business. You gave us big cut because we get big cut. It is not because you trust our skills. It is a business transaction.
No, I got that. I know, I understand that. I understand that completely. You're completely right. It's a business transaction. What I'm saying is, I am never, ever going to be the guy who tries to lowball you all. I'm never going to be the guy who doesn't give you every single piece of information I got on a job because somebody told me not to. He says, I'm going to be in your corner because you guys got me out of this. If we make it through this alive, you guys got me out of this. And I'm not talking about the situation we're in now. The situation we're in now is just a byproduct of our jobs. It's like, I'm talking about the way I live right now.
Oh, he just looks at this basket and says, so then you're not gonna die, right?
He's like, I don't want to die.
Well, look, Anna's pretty much bulletproof, so if anything goes down, duck behind
right
the
behind
giant Amazon lady, okay?
Yeah. I figure they're even good for small explosions.
Anna's eyes are still closed, but she does smile at that.
If you live for this basket, then maybe, and she like kind of looks at Jester. Maybe if we ask Jester nicely, and I know I will, we'll come over and we can play with your little robots.
He's like,
and you can have more than one friend that you can fight with.
He's like, that would probably be nice. Chris can come too as long as they promise not to shoot me or hate me.
They'll just judge you.
Well, that's, you know, I'm used to that.
If we all live through this, I'll bring Clover some of the games that I've got.
Basket stops and puts his hand up, and he's like, he smiles for a second, then he stops and he starts thinking about it. And he's like, I think I'm scared.
Are you guys planning play dates?
What the
Correct.
fuck else
It's
are we
like a
gonna
board
do?
game night. We're way too old for play dates, okay?
I mean, speak for
I
yourself.
point at the
It
table
sounds
of
lovely.
toys.
A table of toys. Oh, it's like, oh, Basket says, oh shit, we've got some more time. Hang on 1 second. And he runs over to that same closet the coat was in, and he gets this huge cardboard box down off the shelf, and he brings it over, and he takes out this black plastic case thing, a black plastic thing, and it sets it down the table. It's got wood grain on top, and it's got 4 toggle switches on the front of it, and a large slot in the top of it. And he puts down all these plastic cartridges, and he says, "This was called an Atari."
What?
He says,
How
"Yeah."
do you plug into it?
He's like, "Oh well, I had to make some modifications," and he pulls out this cable that's basically held together with duct tape, and it's got all these different connectors going into it. And he goes back to the he goes up to the wall, and he opens up a little panel on the side wall, and he literally has to screw on this little coaxial cable into this little socket in there. And he like comes back and he goes over and he plugs it in the back of the Atari. He plugs the Atari into a power supply, and he turns it on. And all of a sudden on screen, he puts a cartridge in the thing. He turns it on. He's like, and he grabs a paddle and he says, "This is asteroids."
What?
And it's literally.
Oh my god.
Chloe's like floored. She loves this, and she's like, "That's gotta be older than this thing I found." And she holds up the tablet, like,
He stops and it's like, "What the fuck is that?"
I found it. I don't know what it is actually, but it's got some stuff on it. And she puts it away.
He says, "You notice how I didn't ask about anything you saw there, or anything that was not part of the mission, and anything like that?"
I pat Bowie's back. She's part of a special club of oversharing and honesty, whether you asked for it or not.
He says, "Do you know if that thing can be traced? If there's
Probably
any kind of
not, though.
tracking device in it?"
No, I don't think so.
Wait. You don't think?
Well, it doesn't connect with any hardware. I can't even hack it. I gotta go into the thing manually.
He's like, "Oh, fucking shit." He runs into the bath. He runs into his
I look at
bedroom.
Chester.
He runs into his bedroom. He comes stumbling back out. He's like literally falling over the couch, and he has this like. Do you know those old metal filing cabinets, the portable ones with a handle on the top, and they had a little lock in the front? He comes running out with a box that looks like that, and he's like, "Give me that! Give me that! Give me that!"
Oh, okay. Here you go.
He puts it in the. He closes it and he locks it, and then he hits one single button on the top of it, and he's like looking at it, and the little button is red, and it stays red. He's like, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!" And then it goes green. He's like, "Oh shit! Thank God, no bugs." He's like, "But it's staying in the fucking box." He's like, "You can take the box with you when you leave."
I get to take it with me when I leave?
The box. I do not want it out of the box.
She pouts.
You get the
But I
free
really
box.
wanted to know what was on it.
You can play with it somewhere else far away from me. I don't know what happens, or if there's anything on there that might, something you touch might activate. He's like, "That's big enough to blow up my apartment if it has explosives in it."
I don't think so. All I found was a post-it note with some numbers on it.
The
and
words,
when I put
"I
the
don't
numbers in-
think so," are often followed by the concepts of, "Boom, we're all dead."
Fine.
It's like,
Oh, he's
so
like
if
upset.
as long
Like,
as it's in this box, it cannot receive any signals and it cannot send any signals. Whatever it is, if it has any way of doing it, I don't care.
don't
It's
think-
staying in the box.
All right. I guess for now.
He's like, and like I said, I'll give you the box so you can keep it in
Okay.
the box whenever you're not risking your life by taking it out and playing with it.
Fine.
My mom used to say that to me. Anyway, he says, "All right, I think we should probably get ready to take off."
Jester's gonna lean over towards Chris and go very quietly. "After all of this, I was going to invite you all back to my place, I think as it stands, you are the only one I would trust with that information.
If nothing else, you can count on the fact that Bowie and Anna, if they break something in your house, you never have to guess who it was. They will come tell you.
That is a bonus.
And I think this is a good place to wrap for the night, as we are going to be stepping into the Thunderdome next time we meet up, and see what happens. It is going to be an interesting time for sure. Huh?
No, I was just saying that I was thinking of like the Sunday monster truck things. Like
Sunday. Thank you everyone who stayed and hung out, watched this game with us. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the game in chat by throwing in some cool rolls and some different items to work with. And thank you very much for the donation that will still be in effect next game, because we haven't entered a scene where we have to use it. So now there are 2 The Gods Have Spoken on the party, which you can't use simultaneously. So if you use one, then you can use the next one on the next scene. And remember, a scene is basically based on location or an activity. If we're doing a chase scene through the streets, then it lasts until the chase is finished. If we're doing a combat scene in one area, it lasts until the combat ends. Even if the combat leaves that area, it lasts because that's still considered the same scene. Okay, so that's the way the mechanic works for that. And in the meantime, and for everyone else, thank you all also for being here as well. We appreciate every single person, even those who choose to come in and lurk. It helps every single view, helps the analytics, which helps the algorithm, which helps us, and we appreciate it all. What we're gonna do now is, on Twitch, we're gonna go ahead and jump into another stream. We're gonna raid, which means we're gonna take our audience, jump into someone else's audience, let them know that Dinner and a Game sent you, thank them for creating content, and give them a follow if you haven't, because that is the best thing you can do for content creators. Oh, and one other thing, when we go in there, hit the refresh button on your browser once you get into their stream, because if you just go on a raid and sit there, unfortunately, it does not count well towards their analytics. But if you refresh your screen while you're there, you'll count as a completely new viewer, and that helps them out a lot. In the meantime, thank you all so much for having been here. Thank you, my players, for having been wonderful. And I love the fact that we got to do some inter-party tension tonight. I like the fact that we had to get a lot of really good scenes. It was excellent and wonderful. And I love the fact that you guys are really buying into the concepts of the cyberpunk world, where it's like everything is a fucking risk and there's no guarantee on anything. And like, I love that whole factor that is so heavily factoring into what your character's concepts, what's going on. Because like, no one is like, oh, it's a payday. No, they're gonna fuck us. They're gonna fuck us.
The number is just too big.
I know. And Basket's like the only one going, but it could be okay. And everyone's like, no, Basket, you're probably gonna die.
yeah, everyone's like 1,000% sure Basket's gonna bite it. Like
Basket is giving way too much. Oh no, what's his name at the beginning of Cyberpunk 2077?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking
mom,
about.
right? No.
Not the anime.
Oh,
The game.
The game.
the game.
I don't remember. I haven't even played it yet.
Oh, cool! You're in for a great surprise.
I don't worry about spoilers. You don't have to worry about that. Ow. All right, so like I said, we're gonna raid out there. For all our other social media accounts, please have a very great weekend. Hopefully this got you off to a great start. Remember, you can find all these creators' information. I'm gonna put it all back in our chat right now. You can find Hythral's info here, and you can find Vixie's info here.
Jackie. That's who.
Jackie, got it. And you can find Bishi's info here. Oops, I'll capitalize it.
Yay!
And you can find Cove's info here. And you can find Dinner and a Game's info in our link tree here. And like I was saying, I did it wrong. There we go. And like I said, the biggest thing you can do for any content creator is just to give them a follow. Everything else you do is above and beyond, and we always appreciate it if you subscribe, if you send bits, if you do anything like that. It just helps us do more things with our channel and our content. But just taking that few seconds to hit that like or follow button, like I said, that is a huge, huge, huge serotonin hit because it lets us know someone did that. If you do anything else, we go crazy. If you subscribe, donate, whatever, we go nuts. Like if you donate to PCRF, that is something that I can't even begin to tell you how important that is to us, because we're actually actively pursuing trying to do something good and turn the small influence we have within the internet spaces into something that is actually going to help people. And so if you can donate to PCRF, we thank you so much. We thank you so much for the donation tonight. You got us yet another step closer to our end goal of $1,000. We are now at $813.21. We have less than $200 to go to get to that final mark. And that is going to be amazing when we hit it. And we're going to have no one but you guys to thank for it, because you guys are the ones making all these contributions. I mean, we made a contribution too because, you know, we started it, so we better. But yeah, you guys have done all this and it's been incredible, and we thank you so much. So for everyone else, have a good weekend. For folks on Twitch, hang out for a few moments. We will let you know who we're going to raid in the chat, and then we'll be jumping into their stream. And remember to refresh. And in the meantime, remember, everyone, please take care of yourselves. We want you to be able to join Dinner and a Game as often as you feel able. That means you have to have the spell slots, which means you have to social distance where you can, wear a mask when you can. At Dinner and a Game, we always save you a seat at the table, and we want you to be safe and well enough to be joining us at that table. Almost all of us went to COVID. Oh, went to COVID. I always did. Almost all of us went to Gen Con last year. Almost all of us got COVID. So do what you can to take care of yourselves. It's part of our lives now. We want you to be part of our lives as well, but the good part. So try and mitigate the bad part. We're going to see you later, and thank you again, guys. We love you.
Goodbye.
Every 6 months, depending on people's schedules. So the clickety-clack of dice in our crew keep me warm inside before we smack down an evil cold just to get a level. And we roll. Forget how to play, but not us, no. We laugh due to a dad joke or innuendo. Probably it's how every adventure that we create is our own cinematic universe, and it ties us together, and we will never forget. To the heart, we will never, never, ever forget. We will never, never, ever forget. We will never, never, ever forget. We will never, never, ever forget.